and the battle between the two ends. They killed and exterminated each other with all their might, and it ended with the annihilation of the Red Knight.
Oh, right.
The gorgeous hall is completely transformed. The floor is cracked in numerous places. Many walls have been knocked down. The stairs have collapsed and the smashed marble has scattered in the wind. The space has been completely destroyed, leaving no trace of its former beauty. You could say that it's also destroyed time, because the remains of the destruction hide what the place looked like just 2 hours ago. In the middle of the destruction stands a suitable sculpture. It stands over 2 meters tall, looking like a figure of a man carved out of a large stone. It does not even need to be said. It's Ilyasvil's servant, Berserker. The giant does not move. His body is dyed in red and filled with holes. There's no place on the giant's body that's not wounded. First, both his legs are almost melted. Second, there's the mark of a cut on his neck. Third, his arm is barely hanging from his elbow. Fourth, he's slashed from his shoulder to his groin.
Ugh.
Fifth, a large amount of blood is gushing out from his chest. Sixth, his internal organs can be seen in his stomach. Berserker does not move. It is only natural. It's a corpse, no matter how one looks at it. The battle itself has ended much earlier. But Berserker's master has forgotten to act, as this result is too surprising and unexpected. She has to pursue her prey, but she's only looking at the scene in astonishment.
I didn't think I was gonna be up so soon. Oh god. I can't believe it. Who was he?
She murmurs angrily. The battle that took place here was nothing but humiliation for her. Her servant's the most powerful. There should only be 1 or 2 servants able to match Heracles, the most famous of all the heroic spirits. But Archer, a heroic spirit of unknown identity, has defeated him. That Red Knight has matched Berserker equally and has succeeded in killing Berserker, something no one has been able to do before. Such actions cannot be forgiven. For her, this is like being stabbed in the heart by a bug on the roadside. The pride of a girl who considers herself the strongest cannot allow her to be cornered by someone who should be stepped on, begging for sympathy.
Jeez, that pisses me off. Getting defeated 6 times, you weren't going easy on him, were you?
The sculpture does not answer. It might be unable to afford an answer, or perhaps it sees no need for one. Berserker just stands there and devotes himself to healing his wounds. This battle was too strange for him as well. His noble phantasm nullifies any attack. No attack can affect his body unless it's of the highest grade. So, he rarely takes wounds. In the Age of Gods, no one could scratch him after he had accomplished his great deeds. But still, 6 times. Archer delivered a fatal blow 6 times. It does not even need to be said that every one of the attacks was by a different method. Even the greatest attacks cannot be effective on Berserker twice. If one seeks strangeness, that's the strange part. If Archer is a hero with such varied abilities, his true identity should have been clear. But his true identity still remained unknown, even after his body was pulverized. What was really surprising was his way of being, contradictory to that of a servant. A dim light grows in Berserker's eyes. If he had been summoned as a normal servant, he would have grieved this battle deserved better. No matter who he really was, Archer was a rare, great enemy. If he had not been mad, he could have matched sword techniques with Archer to his heart's content and passed a satisfying time.
I won't forgive them. I'll never forgive them. How could they insult me so?
His master's voice echoes. With that, the small light of rationality vanishes. He's only a berserker now. His role is to defeat his opponents and to crush them as his master pleases.
Have you healed, Berserker?
He does not even need to answer. Wounds that are not fatal will be fully healed within few minutes. But restoring everything would take 3 days.
I can't wait that long. It's fine. We're going to kill them all right now.
The giant silently objects. It's his instinct. Berserker has an intuition like sabers when it comes to fighting. The enemies can certainly be mowed away easily. But it will be a different story if Servant Saber has recovered enough to use her noble phantasm. Berserker will not yield to a mere holy sword, but there's a small chance. His instinct tells him that if he's to fight that servant, he should engage her in perfect condition.
What? 5 should be enough, right? They're no match for you, even without the god hand. Or what? Are you going to let them go after they made fun of me so much? Alright, I won't let anyone escape my forest. Yeah, I'll give you Rin and Saber. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. You can do whatever you want with them.
Jesus. The girl jumps down from the stairs. Through the rubble, she walks to the exit without a care for the bloody berserker. In that moment, the girl stops once, as if remembering something.
Then let's start the hunt, Berserker. But you can't kill Saber's master quickly, okay? I'm going to kill Shiro in the worst way possible.
Smiling, the girl leaves the castle. The sun should come up soon. The forest is like her yard. No matter where her prey are hiding, it should be no problem for her to find them. As her targets, they only have a few minutes of life remaining.
Well, we really don't get to see their fight?
No.
That's a bummer.
I think it's just because Archer's such a minor character in this route. He's had like 3 lines, you know?
That's
he just,
true.
Like, talks to Shiro once or twice. They want to save like what he actually does for you to like learn. So, I don't know why, but I was forced to leave the ruin. Tosuka pushed me out, saying that girls have adjustments afterward, changing and all that. Damn, what is she saying? Guys have a lot of stuff too. I grumble, leaning against the wall. It sounds like an excuse because it is. Remembering, I frantically shake off my worldly desires. They really just treat this like they banged.
Yeah.
I have to forget about it for now. I won't survive if I'm submerged in memories of Saber, and more than anything, it's impolite to Saber. After all, I made contact with Saber to save her. So I shouldn't have any other emotion for Saber. I'm a big liar. I can't deceive myself about it with excuses like that. I can't forget the spectacle I saw inside Saber. But I have to forget about it for now. Jeez, this is no time to worry about such things. What we should be worrying about right now is how to take on Berserker. That's right. I have to do whatever I can do. He told me that at the very end. I remember Archer's back. I could never like him, but all of his words have stuck in my head. I stare at a tree branch. There are only a few things I can do. Even if it isn't much right now, I can only do them to the best of my abilities. I pluck a handy branch. And I also find a few more branches that are straight.
Shiro, we're done, so come on in.
I hear Tosuka's voice. I return to the ruin carrying the branches I found. Well, the only other problem is Whether I'm able to act normally after seeing into Saber's heart, even for a moment. Simply just insert what you know the line would be.
Right? This way, Shiro. Rin has something to tell you.
I guess such worries were only on my part. Saber's acting resolutely as always. She must have completely accepted the incident, unlike me. Yeah, I'll go right away. We won't live there. Damn, I won't lose. It's stupid to be the only one blushing, so I'll try my best to act calm. God, we've all been there.
You're finally here, then I'll start the strategy meeting, but we don't have time to argue. There are only a few ways to defeat Berserker, so can you listen to my side first?
Saber and I nod.
The plan is pretty simple. We won't be a match with ordinary tactics. We need to execute a surprise attack to win, and if we do that, the absolute requirement is that we kill him in one blow, and don't let him counterattack. I feel the same way. Even if I do exchange blows with Berserker, I will not be able to deliver a fatal wound. If we are to defeat him, we should do so outside of battle.
Outside of battle? You mean we'll attack Berserker before he notices us? Well, you're right that it's reckless to fight him straight on, but that plan's even more reckless. He's not the type that'll allow us to take him by surprise.
Yeah, we won't make any optimistic plans that assume we can get near Berserker without being noticed. They'll have Ilia's feel. She'll sense Shiro and Saber's presence easily. I'm fine since I can hide my presence.
I don't know how it works, but Ilia can feel Saber and my presence, huh? If Tosca's the only one who can hide, then... Don't tell me you're the one that's going to be doing the surprise attack.
Of course, you're the one she's after the most, and I'm the best suited for this role. Leave it to me to slash Berserker from behind.
You say so, but Berserker can't be that off guard.
Of course not. That's why I'm going to have Saber create an opening. Saber, how much have you recovered? Normal battle should not be a problem, but I should avoid using my noble phantasm. With the amount of magical energy I have now, I will no longer be able to maintain my body the instant I use my noble phantasm. Even if I do use it, it will not be full force, so I do not think you would be able to defeat Berserker. Yeah, that's more than enough. I'll have you fight Berserker, Shiro as well, of course. And I'll watch while hiding. I'm only an extra for Ilia's feel, so I think she'll assume I've run away if I'm not there.
Okay, well, I think that's possible, but...
If the probabilities... What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I thought that was... Her face changed, right?
I think this is the Archer quote that he said before he, like, died. He might be recalling this, but I'm not sure.
No, it's
maybe
me,
not.
Okay. If the probability's low, raise it. You seem to be on good terms with Ilia's feel, so you may be able to trick her.
Tosca looks at me meaningfully.
Wanglesko's just gotten the notification, might be.
Alright, Wangles, let me recap you real quick. We cut back to Archer and Berserker. Archer was dead and pulverized, but Berserker had taken 6 different fatal wounds and was working on healing them. Ilia's feel was very surprised that Archer had managed to kill him 6 times.
And she's an evil bitch.
Yeah, she's very mad and said some not okay things about it. I have some objections, but I'll take that. Ilia would believe me if I told her you ran away. I don't think she would doubt anyone.
Oh, and we were kind of horny, but we don't want to be weird around Saber.
Yeah, it's embarrassing to be the only one that's embarrassed about it. It was 6 times in different ways, too. That's important.
Saber?
Yeah.
But there is still a problem. I'm fine fighting Berserker, but I cannot have Shiro do the same. Shiro cannot stand Berserker's attacks. I'm not telling Shiro to go hand to hand against Berserker. Shiro will support you from the back. It's going to be difficult for Saber to fight Berserker alone, so help her when she's in trouble. Ridiculous. Shiro does not excel in magic like you do, Rin. How would he be able to support me? Shiro would think of a way, but, well, there won't really be any room for a master to interfere against Berserker. Even I wouldn't be much help if I did something. But we don't
have enough. I thought, okay.
I think it's still me.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sorry, I was taking a sippy sip. But we don't have enough to spare to let anyone stay idle. I know Saber is done for if Shiro dies, but I'll still have him do this. After all, this battle's a gamble from the very beginning. That is true.
Saber goes silent with a troubled face. As Tosca's silent too, she must know she's saying something unreasonable. The two's concern is only natural. That night I met Saber, when we were attacked by a berserker, I could only use my body to defend her. There's a high probability that would happen again. So I should stay away from the battlefield, but I would have no intention of doing that even if she didn't tell me to be there. I know, I'll do something to back her up.
Eh?
Whoa, were my words that surprising? I just have to support her from a distance, right? Then I think I'll be able to do something. Saying that, I hold up the branch I just collected. I'ma thwack him. The length is perfect. The flexibility is good as well. This is the first time I've done this kind of strengthening. But I don't think there's any flaw in the principle.
I like that the idea is to support her from the back, but like he's like, I have a melee weapon.
The point is, I just need to keep reinforcing it until it becomes a real one. And for this, I also have a reference, since he had one too. Oh. And on top of that, magical energy's been flowing in my body for a while now. I think he's gonna make a bow out of it. I just have to repeat the usual process now. I analyze the basic structure and modify it. I analyze the composition materials and reinforce them.
Bow's much better ranged weapon than a sword.
But that's not enough if the original is a branch and the finished product is his bow. I have to imagine it from the concept of creation. If I'm to get it close enough to be the real one, I have to formulate every hypothesis, at least in my head. I open my eyes. The branch is shaped right, but, man, it's not even close. It's ugly and crooked. But I know it'll work as a bow. I just have to make the arrows in the same way.
Shiro, that was...
Yeah, I think I got the hang of it after the thing with Shinji. You said so too, I shouldn't strain myself too much.
I see. Well, it's good that we have a way to attack, so it's enough for now. Going back to the original topic, I will have you two fight Berserker. I'll get on top of a tree beforehand and watch from above. When Saber creates an opening in Berserker's defense, I'll skewer Berserker from above using all of my reserve jewels. It's a simple plan.
Tosca's expression asks for questions.
Jules. Jules, is that your magic? But a normal magic will not harm Berserker. We need a full purity attack to injure him.
Where have you been?
Huh?
How does she not know the jewels thing? I just feel like they've been over this so many times.
I don't know if she's explained her jewel magic to Saber. But also, shouldn't she already be familiar with jewel magic?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think this is Ren. Maybe.
Yeah, okay. We're like, ooh! I know, so in other words, we need an attack with an A rating, right?
Saying that, Tosca takes a jewel out of her pocket.
What is that jewel? This is like my savings that I've been building up since I was small. One of these can instantly generate an A-rank great magic. I had 10, but I used one on you. I see. If it is the magic from that time, Berserker will certainly not be able to block it. He does not have...
Sorry.
He does not have magic resistance like I do. Even if it is magic, an A rank will penetrate him without any problems.
She used it on Saber, and she didn't know about it.
Saber's like, I don't have time for this weak magic shit. That's right. I thought about using it in small amounts, but I can't be saying things like that now. I'll give Berserker 2 or 3 of these.
Tosca sticks out her chest in confidence. But... Hey, aren't you being a bit stingy?
I feel the same way. I should not be saying this, but I believe you should be generous enough to at least use half of these. What? It's my business, right? Do you guys know how hard it is to save this much?
Saber and I protest silently. Tosca's life depends on this as well, so it won't be funny if she gets stingy and we end up failing because of that.
Isn't this a plot in the fucking Prisma Ilia that we've been going through?
This is a good running gag with Ren. It's just her being like really stingy with her jewel money.
Fine, I'll use half of them, okay? Come on, I just wanted to say that. I get what you guys are saying too. Anyways, that's the plan. Now we have to find somewhere where I can hide and where it'll be easy for Shiro to support Saber. Let's find a good spot before Eliasfield gets here.
Yeah, we can't stay in this ruin now. As Tosca says, all that's left is to find a spot to wait for Berserker. But before that...
It would be really awkward to be worried about Tosca in the Saber route.
That would be so uncomfortable. But yeah, I'm a real... Sometimes I just get annoyed at little dialogue things, and I feel the need to say it immediately.
She's like, sorry, I don't mean to talk directly over you, but what the fuck?
Well, okay, I also thought you were, like, between lines. I didn't know that you had another line coming up next. Yeah, let's go to Saber in the Saber route. I wonder if Saber's really alright.
We did penetrate her soul last night.
She said she'll have no problems fighting, but isn't it hard on her fighting Berserker when she was so weak before?
Mm.
No, I'm more worried about her noble phantasm.
God, she's such a weak, tiny, frail woman.
She was like collapsed. We were carrying her through the woods.
I know.
I will not be able to maintain my body if I use it. Saber said that. That means that Saber will disappear the instant she uses that sword.
No, she said she could use it at like half percentage.
I think she was saying that she'll disappear if she uses it, and even if she does use it, it won't be full strength.
Oh.
So, like, she would like go to 0, but it would still like knock it out.
Gotcha.
Saber.
Yes? What is it, Shiro?
Can you promise me one thing before we fight?
Yes, I do not mind if it is something I can do.
Okay, I don't want you to use your noble phantasm, no matter what situation we end up in. It's a serious matter if we use that on the ground, and I don't want you to disappear, even if we can defeat the Berserker with it.
So I don't have my phone in my hand. This is actually my tea bag. I'm playing with the tea bag in the cup.
You are pinching. That makes sense.
See this tea bag. We are making what is this? Hibiscus, strawberry, and raspberry herbal tea. We drink the warm waters. Here, you guys want some more ASMR water sounds?
Yes. I just like that the pitch changes as it like gets higher. I don't know. It's just cool.
It's good sounds. Listen, if you guys want some ASMR water sounds, I've got plenty of YouTubes I can recommend you to. Yes, I understand. I do not intend to use the Noble Phantasm either. I do not think I will be able to defeat Berserker with the amount of magical energy I have. And more importantly, I will not be able to obtain the Holy Grail if I disappear.
Saber declares so. That makes me happy. Alright. You're the same as always. I'm relieved that you're so sickeningly calm.
Disgusting. What is that supposed to mean, Shiro?
No, it doesn't mean anything. Let's just go outside. Let's go complain at us again if we're late.
You are right. It seems to be Rin's hobby to complain at you.
Everyone else, too. Saying such an ominous thing, Saber heads to the exit. Then, Saber's body falls forward as if she tripped on something. I quickly grab her hand. Come on, watch your feet. Things are scattered around, so you have to watch out. Hey, Saber's blushing awkwardly. Saber? What? Is something wrong?
No, it's not that, but if you are holding my hand,
Saber blushes even more. Her figure looks like me from earlier. Oh. I blush too. Her hand in mine. I vividly recall Saber's sensations and pull away quickly.
Her sensations.
Unable to say anything, we just stand there. Let's go outside. We have to go or we won't have much time.
That is right. Let us hurry, Shiro.
We start to go with that forced conversation. Once we go outside, we won't return here. I look back at the ruin for the last time and head to the battlefield.
Thank God we lost our virginity before we go to die!
Like a true warrior should. We reach an open clearing in the forest. The sun is rising and the forest is darkened by the morning mist. Compared to the inside of that dense forest, this place has an open view. Tosca, this place is okay, right?
Yeah, it meets several conditions, but I don't know about the view to being so open. There aren't any escape routes for you or Saber.
She's such a perfectionist, considering even the escape routes.
Let's look for another place. We should have time.
Tosca re-enters the forest. Re-enters.
That is the worst joke you have ever told.
Look at it. It looks so stupid. But Saber stares into the distance and doesn't move.
Saber, what are you doing? If we don't hurry, Eliasfiel will.
I feel a chill.
Fucking great, dude.
I can't forget it since I felt it once already. Hitting the negative filter is an underrated cinematic technique.
Dude, no, I love it.
I can't even see him nor feel his presence. But this pressure on my body must be because of him.
Found you.
Hey, that could have been Berserker.
That's true. Do you want to do it?
No. A girl's voice echoes through the forest. Beyond the mist. From inside the forest, far away, something black comes straight for us.
Hold on, I'll be there to kill you soon.
It's because we're in a clearing under the open sky. I feel like Ilya's talking to us while looking down from the sky.
Crap, she found Shiro already? This is bad. This place is too open. Whoa, how fast are they going? It won't take them even 2 minutes to get here. Hey, why are you two so relaxed? I'm telling you, this place is bad. We have to go somewhere else.
Tosca takes my hand. But we won't make it. It's the Saber route. No, this place is fine, Tosca. We're lucky to just be able to fight with the three of us together, so we can't wish for more.
Idiot, I'm telling you that's no good. There's too much space here. Saber can't stop Berserker by herself, and you'll be in his range no matter how far away you are.
I know you're worried about me, but everyone's in danger now. Besides, there's no escape now, right?
Oh, it's true, but...
It's fine with you too, right, Saber? We'll take Berserker on here. Saber nods quietly.
Jeez, fine. I'll be pissed if you die too easily.
She must have agreed as she disappears into the fog. When she goes into action, she's super fast. She gets away from the clearing and goes up a tree in the forest. They're coming, Saber. Are you ready?
You too. Please do not come any closer than you are now once the fight starts. I will not let Berserker near you, no matter what.
Now we have the power of love on our side.
Is that different than the power of God in anime?
I was gonna say, my next line was gonna be God, anime, and love. The fog flickers. From the morning fog, as if a black darkness is seeping out, the mad warrior appears along with a white girl.
I'm surprised. I thought you'd keep running until the very last second. Or have you given up already, Oni-chan?
There's about 40 meters between us and Ilya. We're facing each other on opposite ends of the clearing.
Oh, so Saber's recovered? I see. That's why you stopped running. That's disappointing. It's cute that you think you can win just because of that, but... I'm sorry. Shiro's going to die here.
Her laughter echoes through the forest. Does it irritate her? Saber, standing beside me, is so worked up that she could attack at any moment.
Geez, this is boring since you've gotten so quiet. Are you scared of dying? That's a waste. If you beg for your lives now, I might consider forgiving you.
Tosca must have finished climbing the tree. If she's going to place herself, it'll be near the center of the clearing. Nobody would notice that she was right where the branches are overlapping, and this should be strong enough to support her as well.
I see, so that's how you're acting. Then I guess there's no more point in talking. I'll kill you two and Rin. Hold on. Where's Rin, Shiro?
I guess that's what you expect from Berserker's master. She has a complete understanding of what can be overlooked and what can't be. Tosca's in here. She left us behind a long time ago.
You guys went your separate ways? Oh yeah, you two would just be a burden to her. She should be able to run away faster by herself.
That's right. She should be out of the forest by now. You won't make it even if you go after her now.
I think you're laying it on a little too thick.
Is that so? This forest is Einsburn boundary field. I can tell who enters and who leaves. No one has left the forest since then. Rin is still in the forest, so I can look for her later.
Thank God.
Minerva.
Ophelia can only sense the boundaries of the forest. She doesn't know about Tosca yet. Actually, she completely believed what I said. Ilya is certainly a cold-hearted master.
Oh, hold on, kitty. Okay.
Here for the Berserker fight.
Yeah.
But still, can't that cold-heartedness still be recovered? Ilya, I'll ask one more time before we fight. Won't you stop being a master and stop this battle?
I can't. It's my grandfather's command. As long as I have Berserker, I am the master of Einsburn. I have to kill other masters and bring back the Holy Grail. And besides, I'm the one that should be asking you. I'm the head of Einsburn, so I won't repeat my words, but I can still listen if you're going to give me a different reply.
She has a little hope in her voice. But as long as Saber's beside me, I can't nod to her words.
I already have a girlfriend.
My answer won't change. I'm Saber's master. If you won't stop being a master, I'll defeat Berserker and make you quit. I declare so while looking at Ilya and Berserker. In that instant, The air in the clearing freezes.
I see. Then I'll really kill you. I'll disintegrate you and your conceited thoughts, Shiro.
What? What is that? A pattern's appearing on her face. No, it's not just her face. That thing is all over her body. It's a huge command spell, incomparable to the ones we have.
No more playing around. Tear them apart, Heracles.
A dead voice.
Oh.
As if to answer, the giant behind her roars. A scream that shakes the earth. The giant screams as if going insane, and its every ability increases as it deforms and swells. It can't be. You were just taking his reasoning away? You've not been using his berserker abilities? Wow. It's only natural for Saber to feel a shudder. Even I, unable to tell how strong a warrior is, can sense that it's not to be messed with.
So I'm confused. Was she giving him the ability to reason? Oh.
I think he's always a little mad because he's berserker, but she is like not like letting him go full throttle until now.
Oh. Go, kill anything that nears you, Berserker.
Jesus.
I really love the like berserker text.
I should turn this up for you guys. I have it cranked down so low because those jingle bells in the beginning drive me nuts.
It's an explosive roar. It roars out, not even a howl now, and the giant jumps in. Saber!
I may have made it too loud.
I like that the battle music kicked in next line.
Woo!
A silver light dashes forward in reply. Berserker lands in the center of the clearing. The ground trembles. As if stopping a meteor, Saber attacks Berserker. It's the return of legends. In this forest filled with a morning mist, the two shadows clash without ceasing. Berserker is just overwhelming. If his horizontal blow is a whirlwind, his descending blow is a waterfall. If Saber takes such an attack, it would prove fatal, even for her. Saber repels such attacks straight on without faltering. Against storm-like blows, she deflects them with all her might. If she doesn't, she'll be slashed in half along with her sword. The infinite blows that continue without pause are in fact a blow diverted with all her might. The continuous sounds of clashing, their ranges are different. Their speeds are different. Their strengths remaining are too different. The only thing possible for Saber is to smash her sword into the unavoidable attack and stop it from slashing her by offsetting it with her own blow. To speak metaphorically, Berserker is a broken rock drill. The blades spinning in all directions will mercilessly destroy all that approach. If one reaches out even a little, that's it. One would get entangled in the blade and be shredded to pieces, unable even to run away. A normal human can't go up against such a thing. If approaching it is fatal, you can only run away. But Saber places herself within the blades and does not retreat. So she'll be cut down bit by bit. The swords make sparks, and it's only natural for her armor to splinter bit by bit. She's constantly putting herself in fatal situations. I just hold my breath. In ancient times, the heroes that went up against dragons must all have been like her. They know well enough their strengths are different. But still, they bet on the chance of a lifetime. A great violence surpassing human. They defend until the only opening appears, and many warriors died when no such miracle occurred. Their fight is just that. A dazzling battle that takes my eyes away, but it is only one end prepared, with it being Saber's defeat as she's hurt more by the second. The roar shakes the ground. Berserker's whirlwind cuts through the wind and flings back the defending Saber. Saber's armor chips away with every blow, and as she hits the ground, she charges bravely at Berserker without falling to her knees. But she's already at her limit. Saber's breathing wildly and her movements are slowing down even to my eyes. She's not even trying to create an opening in Berserker. Saber will be slashed by him in a few more blows. In my clenched fist is a bow.
Fuck.
I think this one's a fairly obvious answer, unless I just completely whiff it.
Oh, yeah.
What's the point feels like a terrible answer here.
Yeah, why would you pick that? What is that?
I give up.
I'm gonna fucking hit her. Ha!
The instant Saber's flung away, I fire at Berserker. This won't hurt him, but it should at least take his attention off Saber. What? The arrow that hits Berserker's temple does nothing.
What's the point?
I can't even get his attention. The giant does not block. No, he doesn't even care about my attack.
Oh, okay.
That's right, Berserker. Forget about Shiro. We can work on him after we kill Saber.
Ilia's laugh echoes through the forest. Damn it! I can't do anything. Saber's about to collapse in front of me and I can't do anything. I'm too weak. I can't hurt Berserker no matter what I do. All I'm doing is distracting Saber. A strong blow. Saber repelling that attack has her feet driven into the ground up to her ankles. The blows are heavy and fast. The axe sword flying above Saber's head comes down. The sword shaves off some of her armor as she flings herself away and breaks the ground. I feel like I'll grind my teeth down. Am I unable to do anything after all? I can't protect Saber, nor fight alongside her. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is... in that case, at least imagine it. After all, that is the only thing you can do. That guy said so. You do not need outside enemies. For you, the one you need to fight is none other than your own image. That's right. What was he saying? It wasn't his usual harassment. Those words held an importance that I need to understand right now. No, saying that. Weren't all of his words a warning that I shouldn't have ignored? Saber's body is flung away. She didn't jump to get away. She took a blow. That storm-like blow landed right on her side. Saber totters. Concentrating strength in her numb fingers, she faces Berserker again, coughing violently. The giant will not miss the opening Saber is finally shown. Don't! My voice won't reach them. It's useless for me to say anything, and it's useless for me to have a bow mimicking archers. Do I still not understand? What I can do? What I should be doing? That's right. What do I need in order to save Saber? A bow won't do. Even a lance won't be able to pierce him. And that doesn't mean I should have the same weapon as the enemy. That giant? To defeat that mountain, I'll need a sword. A sharp and gorgeous sword. The king that'll defeat the enemy in one blow. Like, that golden sword so suited to her that I saw in my dreams. My head hurts. Bearing my nausea, I still stare at Saber. But ironically, an indescribable discomfort assails me the more I stare at her about to collapse. Saber and Berserker's movements seem to be in slow motion. Many switches are arranged in a row. Coughing, Saber bends her body in pain for an instant. Berserker smashes down his axe sword with all his might, as if making a line that firing hammers move into position one by one. It seems like knocking down dominoes. The triggers are pulled all at once. Saber! Berserker's blow smashes Saber away. It's fatal. Saber's body is split through the waist and her pieces are thrown to the air.
Jesus.
No, that's not right. The only thing flung through the air is Saber's armor. Berserker only smashed Saber's armor. Saber created an opening to make Berserker take a large swing, and Saber charges in at top speed using all the energy she has left. A black howl surges out. But he can't retreat from Saber, who's right in front of him. She places both hands on her sword and slashes at Berserker with all her might. I can't believe it. The giant that seemed to be rooted to the ground is smashed back a few meters by Saber's blow. And then... Get back, Saber! The true final attack is executed instantly. She must intend to fire from as close as possible. Tosca jumps down from the branch high above and throws her jewels as she descends.
Yeah. Oh, it's been so long since we had to yell our German. Nun ach sieben. Fuck.
A rain of ice whirls down. In it, 3 giant icicles shaped like spears have enough magical energy concentrated in them to blow away a whole mansion.
No, dodge it, Berserker!
Ilya, who was only watching till now, screams. She must have realized how dangerous that attack is, but it's too late. The spear of ice isn't just falling. As it's fired, it's accelerating to skewer Berserker. There's no way he'd be able to dodge it. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a shotgun of ice perfectly coordinated with Saber's desperate attack. It has more than enough magical energy in it to be able to kill Berserker. But... he swings his axe sword through the air.
Fucking great, dude.
Even as he's pushed back by Saber, he destroys 3 blocks of ice with his quickly readied axe sword. Splashes of blood. Perhaps because he swung with only one arm, the ice is not completely destroyed and it lacerates his arm. Not only that, the ice refreezes on the giant's arm and stops its movement completely. But still, it got only one of his arms.
What?
Saber raises her voice. It's only natural. Because Berserker's other arm has grabbed Tosca's body as she descended onto him.
Oh.
Tosca's face contorts in pain. With Berserker's power, it should be no problem to crush Tosaka. Tosaka! I run. I don't care if I'm only dragging her down. I don't care if I can't do anything. I won't let him crush Tosaka.
Rin!
Saber must not have any power left to stand, but she still lifts her body. Tosaka must be in pain as she reaches out with her face downcast. And then...
Just as I thought.
she smiles and speaks boldly. Everyone gasps. Saber, I, and even Berserker must have frozen. She's horrible. She knew this was going to happen, yet never told us about it. Berserker puts power into his grip, but it's a second too late.
Got you.
Bullets of light are fired. 4 jewels are used. The rapid fire from perfect point-blank range kills the Black Mad Warrior for sure this time. No. It has splendidly, perfectly blown away his life. Did Berserker's head get blown off?
Yeah, bitch!
Blood splatters over me, and I'm at least 10 meters away. Oh, is this his spinal fluid? There are things other than blood mixed in it, but I'm sure it wasn't overkill. He was a monster. I bet Tosaka would have been crushed if she didn't blow off his head in a single blow.
Phew. Oh.
I slow my running steps. Tosaka's still held by Berserker, but the battle's over. Yeah, I don't think I would recognize, like, spinal fluid if it hit me.
Yeah, you're like, how would I know what that looks like?
Like, spinal fluid. Berserker's face is still covered in white smoke.
Now I want to know what that looks like.
From the smoldering sounds, it must have been a huge explosion. No way. Oh.
No way.
I hear Tosaka's voice. She's looking into the white smoke, dumbfounded. Hold on. Is it just my imagination? Berserker's fingers holding Tosaka are digging deeper into her? Tosaka's staring at the white smoke. But it doesn't last long. A large cloud of white smoke fades away. In it, is Berserker's face, though certainly blown away.
Oh.
Tosaka's at a loss for words, cowed by the demonic stare.
God.
Laughter echoes through the clearing. The Silver Master controlling Berserker from the edge of the clearing is laughing.
I have a better opinion of you now, Rin, for you to kill Berserker even once. But it's too bad. Berserker won't disappear just from that, because he has a body that won't die unless he's killed 12 times.
Killed 12 times?
She must have figured out something important from Ilya's words. Tosaka's eyes are strained in faint regret.
What do you mean she must have figured out something important? It feels very straightforward there, Shiro. I see. I should have thought of that as soon as I learned his true name. Heracles should have the bow of Hydra, but he only carried a rock. So his noble phantasm isn't something like that. The symbol of the hero Heracles is...
Yes, his body itself is his noble phantasm. You should know too about Heracles' 12 labors. The Greek hero Heracles overcame 12 tasks to atone for his sins and became immortal as a reward. You know what that means, right?
A stock of lives, multiple layers of resurrection magic, huh?
Yes, so he can't die easily. He lives through deaths equaling the number of labors he overcame. The curse of immortality.
But that's Berserker's noble phantasm, God Hand.
Do you get it? Berserker died from the attack right now, but he still has 5 more lives.
Well, we just gave that up really easily.
Yeah, why'd you give that? No, kid.
Stupid. Cocky piece of shit.
Foo. Too bad, Rin. Berserker would have disappeared if he used 5 times the jewels you just used.
I can't hear Ilya too well. I see Saber run up to Berserker out of the corner of my eye.
Please run, Rin.
Run from what? Like from the grip? Like from being held?
I guess.
Saber dashes to her. Toska tries to tear off Berserker's fingers, but they won't even budge. Then
It's fine, Berserker. You can crush her.
the burning eyes glare at Tosaka.
Ah!
Toska screams. The giant's fingers dig in as if to scoop out Toska's guts. Well, what lies ahead is that inescapable figure of her, miserably crushed.
Wow, I like really died?
I run. I forget who I'm against or where I am. My mind is already burned up.
Nani?
Next line, maybe.
Stop.
Saber slashes at Berserker. The invisible sword is swung at Berserker's defenseless arm as if chopping a vegetable. But it has no effect. The sword bounces back. Not only does it not hurt Berserker's arm, but it doesn't even loosen Berserker's grip on Tosaka. It must be painful for her to even move. Saber swings her sword desperately as blood spills from her mouth.
What? Shiro.
Her face freezes as she sees me run up to Berserker. Let her go, you bastard! I smack my bow against his back. The giant does not budge. It must think nothing of me at all. Dumbass. My fingers are numb. What kind of body does he have if I, the one doing the hitting, have my hands go numb?
Please run, Shiro.
Huh? I raise my face at Saber's voice. In that instant, my body flies through the air like a leaf. Gah! I drop like a piece of trash. Berserker smacked me with that frozen sword. The bow I instantly block with is easily smashed, and I'm thrown so far. Gah! Ah! I writhe in pain. The breaking sound was not from the bow. One of my arms is bent like a spider's. Oh. The descriptions are always so like...
Yeah, your fucking elbow is the other direction now.
Breathing hurts so much that I want to smash my lungs up. Ha! Ah! Gah. I can't breathe right from the blood coming up my throat. But it doesn't matter. Breathing will just make me pass out. I shouldn't be breathing right now. Ha! 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 I get up. Right now I have to. I run. It's my turn this time. I'll break his arm and save Tosaka. He must have eyes on the back of his head as he swings his sword as if flinging away a bug. I can dodge it. I won't be hit by something swung with a frozen arm. Ha! Damn, my body's sinking. It must have scraped my leg. Damn it, don't break my leg when you haven't even hit it.
No way, that is enough. Please get away, Master.
I can't do that. I won't let Tosca die. What do I need to save her? A weapon. A blade would be good. At my feet are the remains of the destroyed bow. Above me is Berserker's sword coming down. I pick up a broken piece. Descending sword. There's no time to think. I channel my magical energy into it. I easily succeed at strengthening it, but the sword comes down. The broken piece is totally smashed this time. My body that should have dodged the blow collapses. So there's no meaning in strengthening such a broken piece. If I'm to do it again, I have to do it from the very beginning. Nothing should be impossible. If there's a model, anyone can imitate it. So I have to repeat the foundation, composition, work, experience, time, and... The giant turns. It must have decided to kill this annoying nuisance before Tosca. Raising my body, I glare at the giant. I have no fear. My mind is already burned up. But behind me... Prepared even for her own elimination. Saber's determined to use her holy sword. The status screen updated. It's probably just Heracles.
You want us to look at the status screen right now? Because I know how you love those things.
No, it's just gonna talk about the 12 labors.
I'm going to pick don't use it.
Oh yeah, I agree. This one I less confident about than the last one, but like still feeling pretty good.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of the wind.
The wind unravels. I start to see the golden sword in Saber's hands. The one that must not be used. The sword I told her not to use under any circumstances. I snap. It makes the last rope holding me snap. Don't use it, Saber! My left hand is burning. One of the command spells disappears.
What? Why? This is the only way now, Shiro!
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that you'll disappear if you use that. Just releasing the sword gets her like that. You can't use that sword in your condition. So wait. If you can't use that sword, I'll make one that you can use. If it's an opponent you cannot match in real life, beat it in your imagination. If you cannot beat it yourself, imagine something that you could beat it with. With that said, it's obvious. That's the only thing I can do. So make it. Make something that will not lose to anything. Always imagine the strongest. Imagine the best imitation that will deceive everybody, even yourself. It's not difficult at all. It's not impossible. From the beginning, this body was a magic circuit specialized for this purpose alone. Ah, I spring up. My whole body is burning and my left hand feels like it's on fire.
What? That sword is my...
Saber's voice is filled with blank amazement. She's staring at what I'm holding, which should not exist here. Ah, does the sword have a will of its own? Ah! The golden sword does not stop. As it pulled toward it, slashes through the giant's arm. Tosca falls with the arm that was grabbing her, and the sword that cut through his arm shatters like glass. All the blood in me regurgitates. But there's no problem there. The sword broke. That's impossible. If I imitate that sword, it can't be broken. It broke because it was not sufficient. My image of it fell short of the real sword. His eyes stare at me. The giant sword is swung to really kill me this time. I don't care about that. He's not my opponent. For Emiyashiro, there's only one opponent. The sword just now wasn't perfect. The unbreakable sword broke because there was a flaw in the assumptions. If I'm to duplicate it, I can't only duplicate its shape, I must also reproduce the maker. I hear a gasp. In front of me is the axe sword swung like a storm and a defending sword that's being made. I don't know if I'm desperate, but I'm blocking the attack with the sword in my hand. But that's none of my business. What I need to do now is make this real. That is a mistake as well. Emiyashiro is not made for fighting. Your fight is a mental fight, a fight with yourself. I know that without being told. What I must do is simple. Projection, start. I concentrate. I'm challenging myself. No deviation or compromise is allowed. Judging the concept of creation. Hypothesizing the basic structure.
Hypothesizing.
Duplicating the composition material. Imitating the skill of its making. Sympathizing with the experience of its growth. Reproducing the accumulated years. Excelling every manufacturing process. Now I bind the illusion and make it a sword. The giant howls. The sword blocks the numerous blows, smashing madly. But this is it. I'm tossed away. As soon as my consciousness returns, the sword must have left everything in my hands. I'm easily thrown away by the attacks I was easily blocking until now. The senses in my arms are already gone. My wrist is about to rip off as I can see the red meat. My legs won't move. All my muscles must have stopped working. I can't stand up. I made the sword that surpasses Berserker. But that's all. As I'm only a maker, I can't handle the sword. A shadow engulfs me. He must know who he needs to kill first now. Berserker pursues me like wind and swings his sword. But his sword is deflected. As I stand there in blank amazement, I notice another hand over my hand. The air shakes violently. The giant launches an attack with all his might to destroy everything. But just before that...
Shiro, your hand.
I hear her voice closer than anything. If Berserker attacked me like a gust, Saber must have rushed to me like a gale. Having rushed to me, Saber turns around and... The sword of rock breaks. A flash of the golden sword smashes the giant's axe sword, slashes into the hard body, and... If the shape is similar, the ability must be similar as well. The golden sword, digging deep into Berserker, engulfs the giant's body from the inside. But that's only for an instant. The light disappears and silence returns to the forest. Strength departs from my body. The body that was so hot starts to cool down. The sword is disappearing from the tip. I watch it absent-mindedly. We stay next to each other, holding the same sword until it disappears completely. Wind blows through the forest clearing. Neither the howling that shook the ground nor the blows that cut the air remain now. So that's your sword, Saber.
I think you're right.
Nope. Well.
Oh. Oh. You ready?
Yeah. Okay. So that is your sword, Saber. The undefeatable giant becomes motionless and says so in a deep voice, gazing at the knight that defeated him.
This is Caliburn, the sword from the Stone of Selection, my sword that was forever lost. But
That was not your sword. That was only an illusion made by this man. Saber nods quietly.
it was an imitation after all. It is a sword that will never exist again. But still.
Berserker's chest splits open. Slowly. From the wound made by that light, he crumbles away like sand.
Jesus, we did 5 in 1?
Hell yeah. Strong hit. That illusion cannot be underestimated. I did not expect it to destroy my body sevenfold with a single blow.
Just kidding, that was a 7 in 1?
He puts no emotion into his dying words. The mad warrior follows his role until the very end, and his existence disperses as if fading into the air. I feel dizzy. It must be the cost of using such excessive magic. My blood that ran wild is crushing my brain with too much oxygen. And on top of that, I have a headache like my head is splitting open. It's because the enemy has disappeared, and the thing numbing my pain has disappeared. The dizziness and the headache come at me as if to make up for what has accumulated.
Shiro?
Saber supports my collapsing body, but she can't have any energy to spare to care for me. No, I'm fine. My bones are broken here and there, but it's not fatal. That healing thing is working. It'll be fine.
What are you saying? You use projection magic of that level, so you must rest right now.
No, but there's someone I have to talk to first.
Ilias feel.
Saber prepares herself. Ilya's staring at the place where Berserker used to be with empty eyes.
Oh, she's sad. Good. I do not know your intentions, but we would not wish the trouble of chasing you, except your...
No, Saber, don't hurt Ilya. Since Berserker's gone, she's... I stop Saber with my remaining strength. She must not realize we're here. Staring at the ground, Ilya murmurs.
No way, did you die, Berserker?
She sounds like an abandoned child. Ilya. Ilya slightly raises her head and... suddenly falls to the ground like a marionette with cut strings. What? I don't know what's going on. I just stare at the girl on the ground. As if to replace her, Tosca gets up. Berserker's hand has disappeared and it seems she's free. I really thought Rin died there.
I also thought I thought I was fucking dead.
I must have relaxed seeing Tosca's safety. I feel like I'm about to faint. But I can't whine like that. Even though we defeated Berserker, we're still in the forest. We have to push our wounded bodies and get out of this forest now. I look up at the dawning sky. The town is far away, and I can't find any uninjured allies, nor any place on my own body that's not hurt. But still, we made it to the morning. The night I was prepared not to live through. After driving off the greatest enemy, we leave the winter forest. The sky is thin. It Is it dawn or dusk? As I am watching from outside, I cannot tell. A vast sky and a high field. A sky that seems unreachable, even with arms outstretched. And clouds that do seem reachable with arms outstretched. This is a battle she once went through. There are no cavalry alongside. The grassland, once golden as far as the eye could see, is gone. Under the dark gray sky, the only thing stretching out is... Jesus Christ.
I was muted on stream for that, I'm sorry. I was chewing, so I muted my stream mic, not my Discord mic. So you're the only one that heard that joke.
Well, that's a good thing. Anyway, back to Saber's tragic backstory. The remains battle, which she is well accustomed to. There's no emotion. For her, such scenes must have been ordinary. There's nothing left in her lonely heart. Leaning on her golden sword, she breathes deeply once and slowly relaxes her shoulders. The battle must be over. After glancing at the bodies of the defeated soldiers, she returns to her camp. That was the battle she experienced. The calm attitude is the same as now. No matter what trouble she's in, she's just as I know her. And in that way, I see the dream of a king. From the moment she drew the sword from the stone, she was not human. After becoming a feudal lord like her father, she became a king with many knights. She was called King Arthur, or Arturia, and the girl who had tried to become a knight had her life turned around. She acted as the son of the king. That is because the one to govern many territories and control the knights had to be male. The only ones who knew that the king was just a girl were her father and the magus. Ow. Fuck.
What'd you do?
I was trying to put a shoe on, and I had all the force of trying to get it around, because putting on the high top, and then I just my leg moved before my foot went in, so it just shot my leg into my desk. So much force with my leg into my desk. She literally covered herself in steel and sealed that truth for all her life. Of course, it's not like no one grew suspicious of her. But the King of Knights with the Holy Sword will not suffer wounds or age. Excalibur bears the protection of the fairies, making its possessor immortal. Therefore, nobody questions the knight's small body, and the face that seemed like that of a girl became honored by the knights as a good-looking king. That king's not a girl, he's just hot.
Just a very pretty little boy.
The king was truly invincible. There was no room for body size nor looks to enter into it. The people living in fear of savage invasions wanted a strong king, and the knights of the battlefield would only follow an excellent commander. The king met all of these criteria. And so, no one questioned who the king was. It doesn't matter if the king is a child or a woman. The only point is that it must function as the king to protect the country. The new king was fair and selfless, and always stood in front of the army, defeating enemies on the battlefield. Many enemies and many people died, but the king's choices were always correct, and she served as the king better than anyone else. There was no doubt and no need for doubt while the king was right. Knowing no loss on the battlefield, her army reconstructed the now lost cavalry and literally ran through the battlefield, defeating foreign infantries and crashing through numerous ramparts. Was she always in the front of the army because her country was behind her? She had to discard many people to join battle. As long as she joined battle, she had to defeat all her enemies. It was normal practice to meet military needs by sucking everything out of the local village for the battle to protect the country. In that regard, there could not be any knights that killed more people than her. I do not know if she ever found that a burden. That is not something I can tell from a dream. But there is no doubt in her figure running through the battlefield. She does not even narrow her eyes in grief when she sits on the throne. A king is not human. One cannot protect the people with human emotions. She kept that oath strictly. She settled every problem and worked hard in government affairs. She balanced the country without any deviations and punished people without a single mistake. And after ending yet another battle and victory, commanding the people without disorder and punishing hundreds of criminals, King Arthur does not understand human feelings, a knight close to her murmured. Perhaps everyone felt that way. The more perfect she became as the king, the more they questioned her as a ruler. A person without human emotion cannot rule over others. Several reputable knights left Camelot, but the king took it as a natural event and accepted it as part of the process of government. Thus, the fair king honored by her knights isolated herself. But such trivial things are of no concern to a king. Her mind will not change even if she's abandoned, feared, or betrayed. There's no right or wrong. She abandoned her emotions from the moment she decided to pull out the sword. And in that way, her final battle began. The battle at Baden Hill ended in a complete victory, and because of the overwhelming results, the savages sought a reconciliation. The country that would have just awaited destruction earned a brief period of peace. The chaos that demanded an absolute hero has ended. Britain is finally returning to the country she's dreamed of. The scene starts to fade away. Somewhere in my head, I realize that I'm waking up and the dream is ending. I will lose consciousness and wake up soon. But before that, something really annoys me. She's stupid. Certainly she must have been strong and good at fighting. But that doesn't mean she's well suited for it. I'm also angry at the people around her. If she didn't notice it, someone else around her had to tell her, she'd keep making the same mistake forever. Jeez, she had so many people around her, so why did none of them tell her the truth? I wake up. We escaped Ilia's forest and came back to this house yesterday afternoon. Tosca went back to her room, saying that the wound in her stomach was hurting, and I also wanted to go to sleep since my headache was still around. It must also have been because I carried something heavy all the way here. When I got to my room and lay down, I couldn't even get back up. Saber was the only one unhurt, so Tosca and I went to sleep, letting her keep watch over the house, and... I slept half the day, huh? At least it seems my headache's gone now. I'm relieved. The thing with Berserker, the headache that started when I duplicated Saber's sword was terrible. If that headache continued, my head would have broken before my body did. Wait. Huh? Saber is sitting Japanese style beside my futon. Saber? Why the sad face? Did something happen while I was asleep?
No, I just had a dream. No, it's nothing important. Let us eat breakfast, Shiro. It is almost time to get up.
Saber gets up and leaves the room quietly. I don't know why Saber's acting so weird. I don't know, but... I guess she was nursing me since she was sitting by my futon. As soon as I think so, I recall that scene. No, what am I thinking? I shake my head and clear the thoughts out of my head.
Wake up horny.
Same. That night, Saber and I touched one another because I'm her master. Oh, the phrasing on that. If you just read that out of context of like the master and servants in this fictional world, ugh,
Ugh.
I have to think like that or I won't be able to look at her properly.
Is that what makes it better?
I don't know. Stay calm. Stay calm. We were acting normal on our way home yesterday. That should be fine.
They're basically dying getting back home. We were so normal.
Well, no, I was just too tired yesterday, but stay calm anyway. First of all, Saber will be troubled if I act like this. Alright, I have to calm down and go make breakfast. I take a deep breath and start changing. It's 9 in the morning. Saber must be really hungry as we haven't eaten since yesterday afternoon.
Do you think school's concerned that 3 of their students have been missing for days?
Well, a lot of the school's in the hospital. I doubt. I don't
Oh
know if they're,
yeah,
like,
that's
open.
true, because Shinji fucked everyone up.
Shinji melted people. So I'm not sure that they're like.
That's true. I forgot school wasn't normal right now.
I guess you can't call it morning now that it's past 9.
No, that's still morning, Shiro.
Shiro's got an insane mindset of morning.
He's like, morning is 6:30, and you're like, bro, I wake up at 11.
Considering Saber, I'll make a fairly large meal.
Shiro, we're the only ones this morning. Should we not wake Rin up?
No, they should sleep, right? It was a hard day yesterday, so there's no need to wake them up. They can eat whatever they want to if we leave their meals out.
I see. Then it will be helpful if you can start preparing soon. It is already late.
I know, I feel well, so let's go to the dojo after the meal. Feeling like some training.
What? Go to the dojo? Are you still going to continue your training?
Why not? It's a daily routine, right? What's wrong, Saber? Did I say something strange?
No. I selfishly thought that you were done with your training. I thought there was no reason for you to be so desperate now that Berserker is defeated.
I see. When you put it like that, you may be right.
Hi, Fureko.
Tosca and Saber and I, our common enemy is now gone. We cooperated because we were targeted by an enemy superior to us, and that's why I trained as well. But we'll continue our training. I'm still inexperienced, and you're honest when you hold your sword. That's a big help for me when I talk to you. Well, when I say it's a help, I mean it's fun.
I am honest in the dojo?
You are. At least you're not hesitant. That's better for me, and I think it's relaxing for you as well. Anyway, fighting with you is my daily routine. Don't take away the few pleasures I have. I take ground beef and pork, mushroom, onion, and eggs out of the refrigerator and head to the kitchen. We'll also need breadcrumbs, alcohol, salad oil, and...
In that case, I have no objections.
Huh? Saber murmurs something in the living room. I'm already in the kitchen, so I unfortunately couldn't hear her.
Fureko, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, my food's here. Be right back. I start mixing. I mix onion, breadcrumbs, alcohol, egg, and salt, and put it in with the beef and pork. I've decided to cook Japanese-style hamburger for breakfast.
Hell yeah. Rin, have you awoken?
I can hear Saber's voice from the living room. Tosca? I turn around while cooking.
Morning. Sorry, let me have some milk, Shiro.
Tosca comes over with an unhappy face and takes some milk out of the refrigerator.
My head hurts from sleeping too much. Hey, you sure are putting a lot of effort into breakfast.
Where did that bad mood from earlier go? Her eyes gleam as soon as she turns to me.
Wow, that looks good. I'm hungry, so that's really helpful.
I see, but you're the one that benefits, not me. This must be what my father said. For someone to benefit, someone must lose. I thought so for a while, but you're pretty sharp.
Oh, I'm only normally witted, so prepare some for me too.
Waving her hand, Tosca returns to the living room.
Oh, this really is cooking with the Amiya family.
With a glass of milk in one hand, she takes position at the table. No. Should I say she's really relaxing or acting like royalty?
You were acting quite lazily, Rin.
Alright, way to go, Saber. She sure is good at saying difficult things. But... Tosca waves off Saber's criticism lazily, like she doesn't care.
Of course I'm getting lazy. Now that Berserker's gone, all that's left are Caster, Lancer, and Assassin, right? They aren't much compared to Berserker, and they can easily be fought off in Saber's present condition. I do not know. Lancer and Assassin are not enemies that can be defeated by ordinary methods. And we have not even met Caster yet. Don't be modest. A normal hero is an easy opponent for King Arthur, right? You were grieving because you didn't have enough magical energy, but that's solved now. There's no servant now that can match you, Saber.
Saber narrows her eyes to Tosca's words. I feel the same way. The thing Tosca just said can't be ignored lightly. Tosca, you knew who Saber was?
Vaguely. I only confirmed it yesterday. There's only one hero who can use such a holy sword. Well, I was surprised that the legendary King Arthur is a girl, but if the real thing is in front of me, all I can do is believe it. And... oh. Okay. And legends usually are conveniently altered, right? I don't know if Saber hid it or the people around her hid it, but it certainly wasn't convenient for a girl to be a king in the medieval times. Of course they'd treat her as a man.
Tosca has the same tone of voice as always. Saber doesn't seem to care that much either. She rather seems to be agreeing with Tosca's opinion and shows no signs of denying anything. So she's clearly admitted that it's true. A hero related to swords chosen for the servant Saber. From that perspective, she's clearly the best Saber there could be. The great hero of England. The bearer of the holy sword that everybody, even in this distant country, has heard of. But if that's the case, then what? The end of the legend of King Arthur ends with the king's death. No, they're still human, even though they're heroes. It's only natural for their last moment to end in death, but no hero dies normally. King Arthur was no exception. I remember that the end of King Arthur was in a war. The Great Battle of Camlin. Having unified Britain with no outside enemies to defeat, King Arthur faced an unexpected enemy in the end. The enemy was her own army that she protected. Because of a betrayal by the ones she trusted, King Arthur was attacked by the knights she had fought with, and it's said that the king had to defeat them. King Arthur succeeded in defeating the enemy leader, but took a fatal wound in the process, and entrusted her only surviving knight, Sir Bedivere, with the return of the Holy Sword. Go past this bloody battlefield in the hill. There should be a lake there. Throw the sword into that lake. But Bedivere could not follow the order. Fearing the loss of the sword, Bedivere gave a false report the first and the second time, saying that he had thrown the sword into the lake. Every time, King Arthur would order Bedivere to throw the sword away, and the order was followed on the third trip. And it's said that King Arthur died after ascertaining the Holy Sword had been returned.
But anyway, what are you going to do now, Shiro?
And then, Tosca suddenly glares at me. About what now?
About that dangerous child who's asleep right now. You're the one who brought her here, even though I told you to leave her behind. I would like to comment on that as well. Even though she has lost Berserker, Iliasfeel is a dangerous master. It is not a wise decision to protect her now. Yeah, you can just leave her in Kyrie's... Kyrie?
Sure.
Kyrie's care.
Ugh. The two judge this a good time and glare at me together. That's right. Ilya fainted after Berserker disappeared.
Leave her ass in the fucking woods.
I couldn't just leave her be since she showed no sign of waking up, so I brought her here. Toska and Saber objected, so I was the one who carried her. A master who loses their servant has to run away or go to the church for protection before they're killed by other masters. Toska says we should let Kodamine take care of her, but I'm letting her sleep in a room here since I don't think he would take very good care of her.
Shiro, your thoughts are honorable, but it is dangerous to associate yourself with Iliasfeel. You still have time. You must let the church take care of her or remove her command spell.
She's serious. Convincing her will be really difficult. What? We couldn't just leave her. Ilya's still a child, and she was acting strangely too, and I feel sorry just leaving her in Kodamine's care.
Feel sorry? How can you say that after what she did to us? I agree. You feel too much empathy for Iliasfeel. She tried to kill you many times.
The two are even more united now. But I can't let them talk me out of it. Ilya was certainly our enemy, but she didn't have any malice. Ilya won't do that sort of thing again if there's someone there to tell her what's right.
Sorry? She used the R word earlier?
And I think I said this at the beginning. I'm not fighting to kill other masters. I'm just fighting to end this war.
I know that, but...
Saber doesn't agree, but her voice softens. But...
I see, then you're saying you'll forgive everything Iliasfeel did? I'm sure you know she's attacked other masters as well. She might have killed several masters already. You're saying you'll save her in spite of that?
That's right. Ilya admitted it. She killed Shinji. Shinji used Ryder to try to kill the students at school. If those were his intentions as a master, I guess his death couldn't be helped.
I guess.
She killed Shinji, but he did deserve it. But still, Shinji's a friend I've known for years, and thinking about Sakura, I can't forgive everything Ilya did. But then there'd be no end to it. If Ilya isn't a master, and if she can regret what she did, I think we should save her.
Yeah, that's right. But Shiro, I have no intention of forgiving her for Archer. She killed my Archer. Oh, he's like dead.
Yeah, they said that they, like, pulverized his body.
I honestly didn't believe that he was dead. Not gonna lie.
That's fair. Everybody freezes. We freeze, looking at each other. And...
Come on, servants disappear in the end anyway. You're a failure as a master if you worry about that sort of thing.
The girl under discussion, who should be asleep, appears.
Iliasfeel.
Hold on, I have no business with you two. I don't intend to fight, so can you two stop being angry? Really, I'm embarrassed as a lady. You're much older than me, but you two have no modesty.
Ilya shrugs her shoulders as if to show her shock.
What?
Saber and Toska get mad together. They're scarier in a different sense.
Well, I won't get angry about that either. There's no time to worry about you two.
Saying that, Ilya turns to me. Ilya?
She's a little piece of shit.
I thank you, Master of Saber. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your concern towards me. Who was your enemy?
I stare at Ilya in surprise. Saber is silent as well, so she might not have expected it either. Toska's drinking milk and looking at Ilya suspiciously. And then Ilya gives her usual smile and...
Just kidding! Yeah, Shiro is my Oni-chan!
She comes straight for me and hugs my neck.
Of course she does.
Guff.
What?!
Toska's choking on the milk she's drinking. Saber gets mad but keeps a straight face.
Get away, you impudent!
Saber runs to me. But Ilya spins around behind me using my neck as a fulcrum.
Who's the impudent one? A servant is 100 years too early to give me her opinion.
I have no obligation or desire to obey you. If you have time to talk back, get away from Shiro right away!
I'm not listening to you. Hey Shiro, let's do the thing we did yesterday. It's called a piggyback ride, right?
Ilya twirls and twirls. Saber goes around to try to catch her.
It's got like maxed out agility stats.
This is bad. This is really bad. The two stare down doesn't end. It must be because she's watching from a distance. Toska wipes the milk off her mouth as if nothing's happening.
It's of no concern to me, but he'll die if you keep that up.
Huh?
The two look at my face in surprise. Yes. Because I'm in a real pinch right now. Well, let's check the current situation. The hamburger I was making is in the refrigerator right now. First, Toska's the quiet one. It seems she's keeping a poker face and trying to see how things turn out, but who knows what she's thinking on the inside.
What, Shiro?
Ilya's sitting next to me, and she's in a good mood for some reason. She's looking around the living room curiously, but it seems like Toska and Saber are none of her concern. She probably wouldn't listen, even if they talked to her. And the hardest one to deal with is... Saber, who's glaring restlessly at me and Ilya. Being restless and uneasy is totally unlike her. Because of her, I feel like I'm sitting on a cushion full of needles. So I can't let things stay like this. I don't know what'll come out of this, but I have to make up my mind to escape the current situation. Let's decide. Morning will end if we keep on like this.
Yeah, the conclusion is decided and the problem needs to be taken care of quickly. Isn't that right, Saber? Yes, my opinion and Rin's are the same, so all we need to do is make Shiro agree.
Saber's ready to fight it out to the very end.
Hey Shiro, what do Rin and Saber want to talk about?
About what to do with you. You lost your servant, right? So we're wondering what you're going to do now.
It's already decided. We have the church protector or kick her back to the castle. Either way, she doesn't have the option of staying here.
Do you think so too, Shiro?
Ilya looks up at me with emotionless eyes.
Oh. Fuck, dude. So, like, from my experiences with the anime, I don't really trust the church too much.
We know that Shiro hates Kirei.
Yeah.
Based on their little interaction.
So I believe as I adopt women in my life quite often, that my... Where's the third option where we Shinji her? I'd feel kind of bad about that one. Can't Shinji her when we already killed Berserker. Didn't he get squished to death? You know, he got pretty, like, absolutely, like, squelched, and, Tosca survived, so, you know, milk, it's an advertisement for milk giving you strong bones right there.
I do think Shinji just got, like, clapped by the sword, though.
Oh, that's true.
All we saw was a blood splatter, but...
We are going to protect Ilya.
Yeah, it seems like the right option here.
We haven't failed once today.
It's famous last words.
Yeah. Oh, God. On my honor as a man, I must protect the women!
Kiritsugi used to say that girls should be protected, and most of all, I don't want to let a child suffer. No, I think Ilya should stay here. The Holy Grail War isn't over yet. I want to shelter her here until the end.
Yeah, if you say that, I'll stay here for you.
Ilya, it hurts, it hurts! Ilya hugs me, but I get her off of me. Well, there's no need to do that myself, as Saber does it for me.
Hey, why do you keep getting in my way? Do you have some grudge against me?
Maybe some kind.
Of course, I will not forget what you did to Shiro. You too, Shiro. Do you not realize that sheltering Iliasville will only bring you harm?
Hey, why is that? Ilya doesn't have her servant now, so she can't be dangerous. She's not a master anymore. More importantly,
yeah, hold on. Who the fuck's talking?
I think Shiro's talking.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Iliasville showed up on the screen and I got confused.
Hey, why is that? Ilya doesn't have her servant now, so she can't be dangerous. She's not a master anymore. More importantly, what will you do if she gets attacked after you abandon her? Ilya's life would be in danger, and the other master would gain power.
That is true, but...
Saber hesitates. Whatever she may say, Saber does understand that Ilya would be attacked by other masters if she was left alone.
Then it's my turn next. I'm sorry to say this right after you made Saber surrender, but I'm not convinced yet. Look, Shiro, she's still a master. I told you that a master is a master until they lose their command spell, even if they happen to lose their servant.
And thus, drinking tea gracefully, Tosca interrupts. Huh? Hey, what do you mean by that?
I'm saying that one can make a contract with as many servants as they like as long as they have a command spell. If there's a stray servant that doesn't have a master, and if a master has enough magical energy capacity to take in that stray servant, he can make a contract with as many servants as he wants.
What's with that? Then a superior master can form set contracts with as many servants as he wants?
Not however many he wants. 7 is the maximum number of servants that the Holy Grail War can call on. Holy Grail can call on, so 7 would be the maximum. But then, even an excellent magus wouldn't have enough magical energy to materialize multiple servants. Even if they could, that would mean splitting a power of 10 into 2 5s, so the abilities of the servant would decrease and the point of forming a contract with multiple servants is defeated.
I see. So if I formed a contract with Saber and Berserker would both exist sharing my magical energy, so their abilities would considerably decrease. So that means it's more efficient to choose one servant to give magical energy to.
Come to think of it, you said before that servants can change their masters. You were talking about this, right? Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Whenever they move on the screen, they bamboozle me. I think it's them.
Come to think of it, you said before that servants can change their masters. You were talking about this, right?
Oh, you're pretty perceptive for once. As you say, that's what it means for servants to change their masters. A servant that loses their master has some time before they disappear, so if they can find a master looking for a servant and form a contract with them, they'll be back the same as before.
Yeah, so watch out for Rin, Shiro. She's still a master, so she might kill you and take Saber or form another contract with the remaining servant.
Yes, I'll say the exact same back to you, Ilya.
That's not true. I won't be with another servant. My servant will always be Berserker.
I don't know what kind of relationship Ilya and Berserker had. But I can tell that for Ilya, that servant was special. That's a surprise, and a pleasant one. Ilya was cold-hearted as a master, but she still valued her partner.
Oh, but I'll take Saber if Shiro loses. I won't let any master other than Shiro win. If Shiro loses, I'll win for him.
Ilya says so to Saber and Tosaka.
Do not say such ridiculous things. I am Shiro's servant. I have no intention of being yours.
Oh? Yeah, that's okay. I just want Shiro to win. Me winning and you protecting Shiro, it would be the same in the end anyway.
Ilya says things in a strange way. Well, she wants for me to win, but why would she want that? Then, Tosaka must have found it strange too. She starts to think.
I mind. I would not approve of that. Rin, please warn Shiro about it. Huh? Sorry, I wasn't listening. Can you say it again? We were objecting to protecting Iliasfil here. Oh, that? I think it's fine to just keep her here. Huh?
Saber freezes. I'm surprised as well, so it's natural for the protesting Saber to freeze.
Rin, are you mad? No, thinking about it, the risks are the same. They won't change whether we leave Ilya by herself, keep her here, or let her be in the care of the church. No, it's actually better if other masters come here after Ilya. In your current condition, you won't lose against all the other servants combined. That'll be a fast way to end the Holy Grail War, and that's what you want too, right, Saber? Well, that'll all change if you think you'll lose to the other servants. Of course not. You should understand my current state. As long as Shiro is my master, I shall not know defeat. See? So there's no problem with protecting Ilya. Oh, yeah. And there's something I'm worried about too. Shiro's choice might have been a really smart one.
Tosaka then falls silent.
God, we're so disappointed that you were the smartest one in the room.
Saber must have accepted that as she reluctantly moves away from Ilya. Finishing breakfast, we go to the dojo. Tosaka's back in her room and Saber's with me. As for Ilya...
Hey, are you really going to be training?
She's right beside me, following me to the dojo.
I thought I could play with you today and was looking forward to it, but Saber's here. It's cold here and it's boring!
Well, it's naturally boring for Ilya. After all, training isn't a fun thing to watch.
Hey, let's go back to the living room. If you want to be strong, I'll help you.
Taking my hand with both of hers, Ilya tries to leave the dojo. But I can't compromise on this. No, I can't, Ilya. Training's my daily routine, so I'm gonna do it. I'm inexperienced as a magus, so I have to be able to fight a little at least. And I'll be able to protect you if I train, right? I'm the one who decided to protect you, so I have to at least do this much.
Well, yeah, that might be true. But I don't mind not being protected by you. You're my Oni-chan, so all you have to do is be with me.
Nope, my persuasion failed. Ilya pulls at my hand. Saber's watching us silently. Her stare is rather painful. She must not approve of Ilya yet, and I think she's acting too bluntly. Our eyes meet. Good, I'll have Saber convince Ilya. I'm telling you no. Tell her, Saber, training with you is our daily routine.
There's nothing for me to say. It is you that brought Iliasfil here. It is your role to persuade her, and it is not within my obligations.
I don't get paid enough for that. I don't know why, but could it be that she's really mad?
Oh, so Saber understands. You don't have to train. There are only weak servants left, so you don't need to do this sort of thing. Come on, Shiro. Let Saber take care of the other masters and we can play outside.
What? Whoa. I lose my balance and take a step towards the exit. Hold on. No, let go, Amelia. I won't listen, even if you complain to me. I won't skip my training, and I'm going to keep on training. I know it's boring for you, but I like it. If you don't like it, stay in the living room. I shake her off violently. She must not have expected me to shake her off. Amelia moves away and looks at me uneasily. Crap. Even if I had to get her off me, there must have been a kinder way to do so. Sorry, Ilya, that was too rough of me, but I can't stop my training. I'm sorry to leave you alone, but can you stay in the living room for now? Ilya walks to the entrance and stops by the wall beside it.
Fine, then I'll watch from here. That's okay, right?
She screams and glares at me. Well, I don't mind, but it's cold here. The living room has tea and snacks.
It's fine because I said so. I won't leave Saber and Shiro alone together.
Saying something strange, Ilya looks away. Well, okay. You can go back to the living room if you get bored. I guess things are settled. I take 2 shinais from the wall and turn to Saber. Then let's start. I might be off since it's been 3 days. Hey, Saber, you seem a bit spaced out. Are you sick or something?
Huh? No. That is not it, but...
Saber looks away from Ilya and shakes her head. So you're fine? Well, let's start. Here's your shinai.
No, you can throw it to me. It will be a problem if you carelessly get too close to me. We are training.
That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about, Saber? I throw her the shinai. After all, I've never gotten Saber. I've never been able to close in on her, so she doesn't need to tell me to not go near her carelessly. Saber catches the shinai awkwardly and takes an exaggeratedly deep breath.
Then let us start. It'll be different from before, but try to stay calm, Shiro.
Looking at Ilya, Saber says so. It's fine. I won't mind who's watching once we start. I ready my shinai and look at Saber. In front of me is the golden-haired girl with a shinai. That fixes my attention only on her. Finishing the training after 2 hours, we enter the usual break. That shows me again. You're really amazing. Nodding, I drink water from a kettle.
Just pouring it from the kettle into your mouth? Into the spout?
Quenching my thirst and wiping my sweaty neck, my body finally calms down.
Hey, that was your training? It just looked like Shiro was getting beat on.
Ugh. Ilya says something unpleasant. That's wrong, Ilya. I'm getting beat on now, but it was worse before. Rather, you could say I did well today, since I didn't get knocked out.
I see. But is that really from your skill? You lost your balance lots of times, but it seemed like Saber was overlooking it on purpose.
Ilya ponders. She's sharp. I noticed that too. I don't know whether she was showing consideration for my body or whether she's not up to par. But either way, Saber wasn't going full strength against me. Well, she never goes full strength, but she still mercilessly attacked me when I showed an opening. But today, Saber lacked that. She did not perform any attacks that would have knocked me out, even though she usually does. You think so too? So Saber let me off easy today?
It didn't really seem that way. Saber would ready her Shinai to deliver the final blow, but she kept pulling back at the last second. I wonder what that was all about. Rather than letting you go, it seemed more like she was scared of you or holding back.
Huh? Saber would never hold anything back. If she had such compassion, it wouldn't have been hurt so much on the first day. That's right. Saber doesn't hold back during training. I could desperately concentrate on Saber because I knew that. Jeez, what's wrong, Saber? You won't be training like this. You weren't going easy on me, were you?
No, I did not go easy on you. I was assuming the role of a fighter one rank above you as always.
Saber must feel today's training is strange as well. Yeah, I can't imagine you going easy on me, and I can tell you were serious. But weren't you too conservative just now? It's no good unless you come straight at me and smack me.
Straight on? But that will cause me to come too close to you. Our bodies might touch depending on the circumstances.
We're fighting, so of course our shoulders will hit. After all, you used to tackle me away when I got in too close. Are you good at close-range fighting?
I did that?
What are you saying? Well, you did it quite often. Remember when we first trained? You drove me up against the wall? When I said you were rather powerful for a girl, you said it was only natural for a swordsman.
Oh?
Saber is standing there dumbfounded. Saber really is acting weird today. It'll be a problem if Saber's sick or something, so maybe I should talk to Tosca about it later on. Shiro, the dumbest human being.
I love that when he's like relentlessly horny, he's like, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool. But when someone else is in his shoes, he just doesn't see it.
Yeah. Are you sick?
Is everything okay?
We resume our training, still different from how it was before. We resume, but Saber backs off after only a few matches. Is this a new training method? She might counterattack when I let my guard down. I watch Saber closely. Saber narrows her eyes seriously and taking a step towards me.
Shiro, let us have lunch.
Says something rather unlike her. Huh? I lower my shinai. Lunch? Is it time already? The clock says it's a bit before 12.
Wait, hold on. We had breakfast at 9. We trained for 2 hours. Okay, that puts us at 11. And then
we trained a little longer after that.
And we trained a little longer. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, where's the time going?
She's right that it's time for lunch, but this is the first time Saber suggested it. We never noticed the time when we were training in the dojo. It was the routine for us to take a break and only noticed that it was lunchtime when we felt hungry and looked up at the clock. It's a reasonable proposal, so I can nod, but... Oh, yeah!
I remembered this while we were doing stuff.
Of Bladeworks. Gotta be killed 12 times to die.
I love that that's considered rank B. Like, okay,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. I guess, like, on its own, it's not like... Like, if you're, like, Shiro, and you get to pick a noble phantasm, you pick berserkers, like, someone just waxes you 12 times.
Hold the fucking phone. The max target is 1,000 people.
Hell yeah, it's anti-castle.
It's anti-castle? Oh my god. There's just 1,000 people in this castle about to get lit the fuck up. Oh my god.
I mean, they mention it when they're, like, on the skyscraper. Like, if we would have done that on the ground, it would have been a real problem.
Okay, that's true. Oh my god. Excalibur!
Excalibur!
Everyone has a fucking 6. Her charisma is a B.
I think those are her exact skills in FGO. Those 3.
That probably is. I don't think I have any sort of Arturia in Fate-Go.
I have her and the altar.
Oh, Altar's so hot too.
Oh, she's so hot. Oh.
You just to make it weird.
It wasn't like that. It was just like a
she's so hot. I'm fucking with you. It's fine. You can make it weird. Okay.
1 second. I take this hoodie off that I put on. Oh, our saver meter is so high since we banged.
We didn't bang. We touched her soul.
Sorry. Since we saw the dragon in her heart.
Oh man. Okay.
I put on a hoodie to pick up my Chipotle and it was getting way too hot in here.
Do we ask her directly? Hold on. We embedded our magic circuit board in her. Okay, Jake? Don't make it weird.
Right. I'm sorry. We put the circuit board into her circuit board.
Yeah, we connected souls.
And we got eaten by her dragon.
We invaded her tunnel so that her dragon would eat us. We transcended time and space.
I like asking. I think no way we're fasting is a weird answer.
Yeah, that's stupid.
All right, let's have lunch and that's fine. We're both okay. I kind of like the acknowledging this. Like, hold on, why is this weird? But also, I do that too often, and it causes social strife in my relationships. So,
we were entirely submersed in her tunnel and were devoured by her dragon. Nothing too odd here, TBH. Yeah, I mean, honestly, sex would have been weirder. You know, in a shed in the middle of a forest while you're dying, and another girl's sleeping next to you.
I think she's involved.
Oh no! Does she have a dragon too?
No, the dragon's not a thing. I'm telling you, the dragon's new. You don't do any of the going inside her soul or her heart at all. You just bang.
God, is it even really sex then?
Ask these Tinder girls if I can see their inner dragons.
Oh no! I think that, maybe we don't acknowledge it. Maybe we're just kind of like, yeah, fine, we're cool.
Think so?
I don't know.
Wangles. Tiebreaker.
We've already kind of asked her what's going on with her today, and she's brushed us off. So
yeah.
I'm voting for all right, let's have lunch. Jake's voting for that's fine. We would like a third or perhaps a fourth opinion. Don't say manga S. That doesn't help me.
I would never.
Yeah, we can always go back. Oh, he's gonna say that's fine.
Hey. Yeah, Ilya's here too, so let's have lunch early. Putting the Chinai down, I agree with Saber.
Alright, Sweet Clips is in timeout. That's the least helpful answer.
And then Saber's shoulders slump in relief. She's being even more suspicious.
Suspicious.
Maybe I should at least ask why.
Good. Let us go to the living room then. The food you prepare is delicious, but it takes time to prepare.
Is the time to prepare it a waste? Oh, then I should have made a box lunch every day. If I did that, it would have been easier. There would have been no need to go to the kitchen. I was going to show my thanks by making a gorgeous lunch, but I guess it can't be helped if Saber says so.
Shiro, what are you doing? Let us go to the living room.
You mean lunch, right? Placing my sheet on the wall, I arranged cushions for the three of us.
Yes, lunch. We will be taking a break after that, so it'll be a problem unless you go to the kitchen right away.
Why? There's no need to go to the living room or hurry. By the way, what's the problem? Saber suddenly stops as she switched off. And why are you right on time today? Is there some reason to hurry?
No, I'm not in a hurry.
Then let's take it slow if we're not in a hurry. We have plenty of time.
Well, that is true, but let us just go to the living room. It will affect our later training if we do not eat lunch.
I'm telling you, I've prepared it. If you have time, can you go to the living room and pick up the boxed lunch I prepared this morning?
Huh? Boxed lunch?
I nod while opening the window to let some air in. And then, I hear a rumbling sound of hunger. Oh, I see. We always used to check the time when one of our stomachs growled. No wonder I thought it was strange. I turn to Saber. What's wrong, Saber? Is it too cold for you with the window open? But we're going to eat lunch, so we have to ventilate the room.
No, it is nothing. So the lunch is prepared in the living room?
Saber runs out of the dojo. Those conservative blows in her mood right now and all. Does Saber have a fever today?
God, we just made her more fucking miserable. You guys suck. The decision sucked. Boo!
At noon, we start.
Boo!
I think it's fine. I made a proper meal this morning, so I made a box lunch with the leftovers.
This is... I see, you have put the food from breakfast between bread.
Certain cashiers just wouldn't eat it anymore.
It's a fringe joke.
Saber admires the sandwich as she eats it. As she's using a paper napkin so as to not dirty her hands, I can sense her elegance even with this kind of lunch.
Yeah, I thought so this morning as well, but Shiro sure is a good cook. I think eating good food is a good thing.
On the other hand, Ilya's stuffing in her sandwich full of energy. I don't know if she's out of control or just copying me. Ilya usually seems more well-mannered than Saber, but that doesn't seem to apply to dining manners.
Hold on, Iliasfield. Your hair will get dirty if you stay like that.
Something like butter must have been on there as Saber wipes around Ilya's mouth.
Thanks, but what is this? You don't like me, right?
Yes, I am still on guard right now, but I understand people's hearts as well. You bear no hostility, and Shiro has accepted you as a guest. So I will use minimal manners
And
your hair is beautiful. Seeing it get dirtied in front of me is somewhat painful.
Shiro is mine even if you say that sort of thing. Well, I can consider you as well. I can make Shiro win, but I can't protect him.
Ilya says so while shrugging her shoulders and eats her sandwich.
You do not need to tell me that. It is a servant's duty to be their master's shield.
Saber answers Ilya plainly. The conversation is the same as before, but their voices sound more gentle. I talked about environmental conservation all day today, and I was messing that up and saying conversation, and now it's just
Conservation.
Those two words shouldn't both exist. Toska comes while we're relaxing after lunch.
Shiro, are you here? I'm ready, so come by as soon as you can.
She addresses me concisely and returns to the outbuilding. Oh, I forgot about that. I was gonna have Toska teach me magic this afternoon. As I never had a proper teacher, Toska's magic lectures are more than helpful. It seems Toska is still willing to teach me, so I should go to see her as quickly as I can. Sorry, I'll be going to Toska's room. I don't know how long it'll take, so you guys can go rest.
Alright, I'm kind of sleepy, so I'll take a nap.
Ilya goes out of the dojo, rubbing her eyes sleepily. Good. If Ilya will calmly go to sleep, there won't be any problem with me going to Toska's room.
Shiro, are you going to Rin's room?
Yeah, Yeah, I just said so. I need her to teach me magic.
Is there a need for that? We have defeated Berserker, and there are no more enemies that require our cooperation to defeat. So there should not be anything you need to learn from Rin.
That might certainly be true.
She is staking her territory right now. She said,
First of all, Tosca taught me so we could go up against Berserker. Yeah, that need's not there. There's no more reason to learn from Tosca, but... No, I want to learn from her, forgetting the thing about Berserker. I'm inexperienced, so I have to become a better magus as quickly as I can.
I see. If you say so, I have no right to stop you.
Saber murmurs with a sad face.
Big sad.
Saber got real horny overnight.
Then I'll start the lecture, but there's something I need to ask you first. Is any part of your body broken?
Tosca asked me a strange question as soon as I enter her room.
That's concerning.
What would be broken?
I'm asking you if any part of your body won't move. You did something as absurd as that, so I know your nerves must be burned up somewhere. Well, I don't really care, but I need to know before I start teaching you.
It seems my body should be numb somewhere, according to Tosca. But I know myself that she's wrong. No, my whole body's fine. The fever and the headache went away after one night, so I'm healthy now.
Huh? That can't be true. You projected Saber's sword. That kind of stunt should at least take out one of your arms.
I'm telling you, they're fine. Anyway, if I couldn't move, I wouldn't have been able to carry Ilya home. The only things wrong with me back then were the fever and the headache.
You're lying. Let me see your arm, Shiro.
Without waiting for a reply, Tosca takes my arm and stares at it. That makes my breathing stop. Even though I'm getting used to her, having her this close tenses me up.
There really doesn't seem to be anything wrong. There are some places black like a bruise that might be because of the burning, but everything else is healed. No, it's more like it grew anew rather than healing.
As she murmurs, her breath brushes my arm. Hey. That makes me blush, but...
Your body is ridiculous. This isn't because of that healing. Your healing is definitely caused by some outside force, but I think that this is from your own healing power.
She says so while rolling up my sleeve and patting my arm. Hey, stop that. That's enough, Tosca. Go sit in your chair if you're done.
Hey, I'm examining your body to see how you are. Oh, I see.
Tosca moves closer to me.
You say your fever's gone, but it seems you still have one. Your face is all red.
That's none of your business. Don't worry about it.
I see. If it's none of my business, then you won't mind me doing this, right?
Don't put your hand on my forehead. I don't have a fever. There's no point.
It seems so. Even your ears are red. It seems more like you're drunk than feverish.
It's deliberate. I bet she's doing this deliberately. Tosca, you're doing this on purpose, right?
No, you can tell. I had to make fun of you since your reactions are so good.
You should go to hell for toying with a man's innocence.
God, she just gave you a girl on a platter like 4 days ago, dude. Shut up. Not your poor innocence. Well, I'll stop playing around. The mummy hunter might become the mummy if I make fun of you too much.
I'm gonna assume that's like a Japanese expression or something.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Wouldn't want the mummy hunter to become the mummy, you know what I mean?
Wouldn't want the mummy hunter to become the mummy.
Like, you could say, like, predator becomes the prey or something, right?
I do not see this phrase is nowhere. You wouldn't want to be an Egyptian mummy PDF? Worksheet?
Well, I guess I would not want to be an Egyptian mummy, no. I enjoy being alive most of the time.
There's a book called You Wouldn't Want to Be an Egyptian Mummy, and that's what I'm getting most of my results for.
Is that like a kid's picture book?
Yeah.
I think I've read that.
Oh, well, why don't you get this fucking joke?
What? Sorry, that's my bad.
Hey, can you, here, we'll type it into the English to Japanese translator, and then let's search it in Japanese.
Wangle says there's an episode of Gintama with that for the name.
Where does he say that? Oh, okay, I see it. The Mummy Hunter?
Where else would he?
I couldn't
We're
see it.
DMing, actually. Even mummy hunters sometimes turn into mummies is the name of the Gintama episode. If you search that, you just get Gintama results.
Did you watch all of Gintama? Even mummy hunters sometimes turn into mummies? I have to understand. Oh, God, I want to know what this means. They call this an English proverb? I searched it in Japanese and got a list of English proverbs. I'm so mad. Alright, I'm done with this. Continue.
Yep, of course.
Did you already say this line?
This is a problem. Tuska will likely make more fun of me as the day goes by. Tuska, I don't like to say this, but I came here to learn seriously.
Oh, that's so impolite. I feel the same way. I was just checking on my student's health just now.
Okay, then you'll get to the point, right?
Let's see. It's outside my specialty, so I'll only be able to give you some advice, but I'm sure it's better than nothing. To be honest, that last lesson was the last time I could be of help to you. You can't learn magic with such short lessons. I only turned the switch on for you that you didn't use. Do you understand?
That jewel, right? After I swallowed that, the magic circuit did become something to switch on and off rather than something to make.
Yeah, that's about all I can teach you in such a short time. And even that was just releasing what you've been training until now. I can only develop what you've learned, and I have no intention of teaching you any new magic. Because you have no talent. Yeah, I feel kind of... Oh, that's you.
Yeah. I feel kind of refreshed if you tell me straight like that. But you will give me advice about the magic I can use, right? So tell me what I used back then. Toska doesn't answer. She just glares at me like I'm her enemy. Tosika, this is a lecture, right? It's a problem if you don't say anything. She averts her gaze with an unhappy expression. That's only for a moment.
That's impossible. I can't use projection magic. There's no way I can teach you about something I don't understand.
You can't use it? Wasn't the thing I used against Berserker fundamental for mages? Assuming the structure of an object and passing the necessary magical energy through it? It's no different from a strengthening magic. But it's hard to pass my magical energy, an alien element, through an object that's already there. It's like adding paint I consider red to make something redder, but ending up with a different color. Compared to that, it's so much easier to draw using my own paint from start to finish. I can just draw whatever I want. That can't be true. You must be able to do that. It's easier than strengthening magic.
Hey, if you said that to another magus, they would kill you for sure. What you did was projection, and you completely reproduced a noble phantasm. Never heard of a faker who could do such a thing. You're a fucking faker! Look at you!
I feel a chill. It's not my imagination. Toska is certainly hostile to me.
It's nothing. I had a sense of it since I saw your shed. There's no point in feeling enmity toward Emi Shiro now. I'll explain since you seem to be misunderstanding. What you did was a projection magic. It's an incomplete magic that reproduces images of existing artwork or weapons using your own magical energy. It's usually used as a temporary substitute for ritual items, but it disappears quickly since it's made from an image and it's naturally recognized as an imaginary object.
I I can understand that it's a reproduction made out of illusions. I saw a saber sword in my dream and imagined the golden sword based on it. I don't get it. Magical energy is like clay, so shouldn't it stay around once it takes form, even if it's just an image?
That's not true. Magical energy is something that can only exist inside you, right? That's why we pass our magical energy into other things and use magical energy as a starter to affect nature. Sure, I can make something like a dagger by mixing magical energy like toffee, but that's it. It's just toffee that's shaped like a dagger, and it'll disappear quickly since magical energy taken outside will vaporize. Listen, things made out of magical energy will not last long, and they're just shapes. Well, I guess the projection magic takes these things with only shape and make the ability close to the originals as well.
Certainly magical energy has no shape. I can feel it when it's in my body, but it fades and disappears once it goes outside. So no matter how well I make a blueprint in my head and construct something out of magical energy, it's only natural for it to fade away since it's made out of magical energy. Come to think of it, when I first did something like projection when Kiritsugu first started to teach me, he told me to do strengthening instead because projection was inefficient. I see. Projection uses a lot of magical energy. It'll disappear right away when you use it, so it's pointless to make things.
That's right. That's right. For example, you would use 10 magical energy to project a sword, right? In that case, the sword only has a power of about 3 or 4. A human image is full of holes, so it can't reproduce something just like the original. In contrast, if you strengthen a sword using 10 magical energy, the power of the sword increases to 20 or 30, and it lasts 100 times longer than a projection. You understand? Nowadays, projection magic is only used during rituals. It's just a magic used to prepare a temporary substitute in case a real tool cannot be prepared. It was appropriate for your father to teach you strengthening. You don't have many magic circuits to begin with, so you wouldn't be any different from a normal person if he taught you something as useless as projection magic.
I understand that. But then, what was that? The golden sword that I imagined in my head and reproduced seemed to have its original powers. Then I guess it was only by chance that I could project Saber's sword. Come to think of it, that sword held ridiculous amounts of magical energy. It's certainly strange to imitate magical energy that's 100 times what I have, huh?
That's probably because you're compatible with swords. Magi each have an attribute, right?
My attribute is sword.
I think it's swords in your case.
Attribute? You mean elements like fire or water?
Right. One usually takes one of the elements that make up this world. They call fire normal and wind noble in the Magic Association, right? It can be one of earth, water, fire, wind, heaven, or one of wood, fire, earth, metal, water. A magus has one of these elements, and there are others with specialized elements as well. Most of these magi end up as specialists, though. And in your case, it's swords. There's no variety, but you can try and be the best when it comes to swords.
I see, certainly. When it comes to swords, I've always had a strong interest in them. Then what attribute would Tosaka be? Considering her, I'm sure it's something uppity like fire or wind, but I want to ask and I'm curious. Hey, Tosaka, I'll ask you for reference, but what attribute do you have?
Me? I have the attribute called the 5 elements.
Does that mean she has all of them?
Anyways, that's about all I can tell you. Projection is so useless that it's even called vanity, so don't use it too much. On top of that, it's suicidal to reproduce Saber's sword. It's good you succeeded that time, but it wouldn't have been strange if you had died right then. You said it earlier that the magical energy in Saber's sword is way over your capacity. You understand that reproducing that thing is easily past your limits of your magic circuit, right?
I know, but you can't easily go past your limits. No, before that, it's the limit, so surely you can't go over it.
You can. That's why magi always have death right beside them. Magic follows a form, so it's only natural that you can use any magic if you have the knowledge, right? Even if you know it's a miracle that you cannot reproduce, anyone can attempt it. Magus is only a source of power. Even with a small engine, you can go over the speed limit if you keep pressing on the gas, but all that lies ahead is destruction. It's just like that. Magi can easily go over the limit if they've prepared for self-destruction. Burning up the magic circuit, running the nerves, ruining the nerves, but if you keep on turning the magical energy, you'll reach the miracle. Your projection is just that. Your body was burning after the battle because your nerves were burned out. That's the price you paid for using magic beyond your level. After doing that, it would be natural for you to lose an arm or two.
She's angry at me. But at the same time...
So bear this in mind, Emiya-kun. Magic beyond one's limits will make the caster a cripple. Never do anything as dangerous as projecting Saber's sword again.
She's really worried about me as well. After warning me, Tosca hands me some strange medicine.
Well, I guess it's useless to tell you not to push yourself. It'll probably just be a little comfort. But at least take some painkillers, just in case. If it works well, it might heal your bruised skin as well.
Saying that, she prepares a light green powder for me. It's weed. I drink the medicine with tea. Tosca rummages through her stuff and tries to prescribe me another medicine. Well, I feel sorry for Tosca rummaging through her stuff, but I'm bored just sitting here, so I should... What does question number 1 mean?
Didn't we just talk about projection mag? Oh. Yeah, wait, hold on. Does that just mean the first one?
We could ask for more details about projection.
No, I don't want to go over that again.
Okay.
Because you know we're going to use it again. We're so dumb.
True.
We're going to be like, nah, man, we need the sword.
Every anime pro tag ever, right? Gets their ability, and then they get told, if you ever use that again, it'll kill you. And
this is his fucking Rasen Shuriken, dude. He's going to use it. He's going to get desperate. He played fucking Deku for like the millionth time breaking his goddamn arms. That poor healer lady's just done with him as a person.
I wish Deku never got full cowl. That's a whole nother thing to get into, I guess. Me being disappointed with the development of My Hero Academia.
Yeah, we're gonna get sidetracked if I start talking about it too.
Yeah, I'm fine with any of these. I think silence is boring, but...
Does this just mean we're gonna...
No, it probably means something else, right? No, I'm just curious. I think we should do question number 1, because what does that mean?
Okay.
There's something I don't understand. Tosca wasn't easily crushed in the battle against Berserker. I wonder what kind of trick that was. Hey, Tosca, can I ask you something about yesterday?
Yeah, why did they just put in the box up? Why didn't you get crushed by Berserker? I would have picked that immediately.
I have no idea.
What? I'm busy, so make it short.
Yeah, you got grabbed by Berserker, right? I was wondering how you survived. It doesn't look like it, but do you really train your abs? Are you just jacked?
Able to withstand Berserker's strength just from training? Are you saying my stomach is stronger than steel?
Sorry, I shouldn't have asked like that. I'm sorry, so could you lose the menacing smile?
You should stop provoking me then. So how I endured it? I placed a jewel on my stomach beforehand. I put it inside my shirt and made a protective cover. Are you happy now?
I see, so you intended to have Berserker grab you from the start. Of course you'd protect your body. But, Tosca, your jewels are...
They're all gone. I used 1 on Saber, 3 to draw Berserker's attention, 5 to blow his face off, and I used 1 to protect myself. I saved up for more than 10 years, but I used them up just like that. And even using most of them, I couldn't defeat Berserker.
She sighs, wondering why, but she doesn't regret using them. What's done is done. She knows that the important thing is not what she lost, but what she'll gain from now on. I see. That was too bad, Tosca.
Thanks. Well, I'll learn from it and make a jewel that'll let me win by myself next time.
She says so simply. As she says, I bet her words will come true. Because of that, I realize our battle with Berserker ended in victory because Tosca was there. So, after she makes me drink various medicines, she makes me practice simple strengthening to check on my health. Like checking if there's anything wrong with my body by channeling magical energy through it and so on. Tosca's more like a doctor than a teacher today.
Alright, there doesn't seem to be any problem. You don't need to come tomorrow.
Huh? I'm surprised. That means...
It's only natural. There's nothing I can teach you in this situation. If you really want to learn magic, you should do so after this war is over. And Archer isn't here anymore, right? My cooperation with you is finished.
What? Being told that, I finally realized. From the beginning, we cooperated to fight Berserker.
But we're a family now.
Berserker's gone, Toska's lost her servant. So this should all have ended yesterday. Then what are you going to do now? Will you go to Kotamine? That'd only be natural. Toska and Kotamine are close, so it should be fine for her to request his protection.
I want to make a joke, but it would be spoilers.
True. Why? Why would I?
Why? I won't go there when I haven't lost yet. It's not like I can't fight because I don't have my servant anymore. And it's not like me to quit this halfway. Once I've decided to fight, it's my responsibility to see it through the end.
As if it's only natural. Toska says it confidently. I'm stunned. No, I'm not surprised. I already knew Toska was this kind of a person. She's really firm. And amazingly selfish.
It's got firm abs.
And so fascinatingly brilliant. But what will you do? Are you going to continue by yourself? There are still masters and servants left.
Yeah, so I'll gather information here for a while. I have to resume my research about Ryudo Temple as well.
Stay here for a while. Is that alright? That'll be helpful, but our cooperation has ended, right? So...
What are you saying? You were able to beat Berserker because of Archer. Our cooperation is over, but you still owe me for that. It's only natural for you to keep me here until you finish returning the favor. And I told you, I'm responsible right to the very end. We became student and teacher, even if it was a short while. I can't leave you alone, or I'll be too worried to concentrate on the Holy Grail War.
Yes. It feels like ages ago, but the Toska Rin that Emiyashiro admired was a girl like this. That's why I'm happy. Toska has to be like this. After all, I wouldn't know what to believe in if such a stubborn girl decided to give up. Yeah, please give me your best regards, Toska. I don't know right from left if you're not around. We need you, Toska.
That's fine, but you shouldn't use that expression. It's okay that you're stupidly honest, but there might be some misunderstandings if you're not careful.
I don't quite understand why Toska would get mad at that. Toska, what kind of misunderstanding?
Fucking dumbass. Hold it. You let something slip out. My attitude should tell you not to ask, so asking me is against the rules.
It seems Toska knows a rule I don't know about.
I'm shocked. It must be upsetting for Saber if you're like this. Well, maybe you two are fine like that. It can be pretty bad if you're not both a bit numb to it.
I don't quite get it, but I can't ignore your comment about upsetting Saber. Why would you be upset, Toska?
I'm saying that aspect of you is upsetting. I bet you haven't even noticed the change in Saber.
Change in Saber? That's not a change on the outside, is it? If anything has changed about Saber, it's... Oh yeah, she has been acting rather strangely since this morning. Well, I think she's just in a bad mood since Ilya's here, but even now, she just sits there all quiet when I ask her what's wrong. She just tells me she had a dream and leaves. I forgot about it since I was busy with Ilya. Come to think of it, Saber's acting weird like she was half asleep or something.
Saber had a dream?
Huh? Is that really the surprising part? Oh, she's ignoring me. Hey, don't be quiet and say something. It makes me feel uneasy when you make a face like that.
Huh? Oh, it's nothing major. It's just that servants don't dream.
Servants don't dream?
That's right, servants don't have dreams. But if they say they saw one, it wasn't a dream. They just caught a glimpse of someone's memory.
Toska must have had the same experience. She says so with a coldness, totally different from her earlier cheerfulness. And so it's time to prepare dinner. All the things that happened in the past few days must have destroyed the cooking rotation.
I'll leave dinner tonight to you. It looks like it's going to be cold tonight again, and Ilya's here. So doesn't stew sound good?
Well, she tells you that as she leaves. Well, stew certainly seems to suit Ilya. Maybe because how she looks with the coat and the hat? Anyway, I have no objections to making stew for dinner. I'm not that good at making Western food, but I shouldn't make any terrible mistakes with stew. Oh, before that, it's a bit before 6. There's still a bit of time until I need to start cooking.
Oh, we're gonna need to make another decision?
I'm sweaty, so I should take a bath.
Are we gonna walk in on another girl?
It's a bit of a hassle to take a bath before dinner, but since Toska and Saber take their baths after dinner, I'm forced to take it late. The hallway's cold. The room is warm because of the heater, but I can feel the winter cold as soon as I emerge into the hallway. It seems that even though the weather should be warm, it's been a bit screwed up the past few days. Speaking of cold, I heard that it snowed. I didn't notice, probably because it lasted less than an hour and there wasn't much. Well, if it did pile up, the yard would be full of a snowman army and I'd have to clean it up afterwards, so you could say I'm glad. Of course, only one person would build a snowman army. The day it snowed last year, I remember her standing in front of class with hands red from frostbite. I was going to take a shower, but the bathroom's quite hot already.
God, I fucking knew it, dude. Shiro?
Sound of water. As soon as my gaze moves to the bathtub.
Bro.
My head goes whiter than the steam. What? I can't talk right since my throat is numb. I can't move my body because I can't think. But still, somewhere in my head, I think that something like this has happened before. Content.
Lude! You guys need to calm down in the chat, please!
No, it's not the same as before. Saber was bearing her skin last time, but I was fully clothed. But this time it's completely different. Saber... My gasp echoes through the air. Saber watches as I stand there dumbfounded. Saber will get mad this time.
Will she?
Surely she'll get mad.
Surely?
She'll definitely get mad. As proof, her soft lips are trembling as if they'll yell in the next moment.
Trembling.
Sorry, it was my fault. I tried to use the shower. I never thought someone would be using it this time. Well, it's normal for you to think I should have noticed beforehand, but... I give my excuses while backing up toward the dressing room.
Is he also naked?
Yes, I think that was what he was saying.
Ah, I understand now.
It's not like I'm fascinated by Saber. It just feels like Saber will get madder if I run back to the dressing room. But in either case, I can't take my eyes off her. I remember that night at the ruins. I recall the warmth of Saber, who was so close to me. Saber's body was frail and delicate. We shared our warmth and heartbeats. It wasn't the time for this back then. But now, all of it makes me feel something that's hard to resist. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I reach behind me, searching for the door. Then...
Oh god. Excuse me, Shiro. It is a selfish request, but would it be possible for you to stay away for a while? I thought that said stay for a while. I was losing my mind.
Saber asks in a faint voice as she averts her gaze. How are we going to penetrate her dragon cavern? Huh? That really blanks my mind. Why Saber won't get mad? Her embarrassed face makes all the blood go to my head. Why? I murmur by reflex. Saber hangs her head even more in apology.
Please use the shower at a later time. I wish for you to allow me to use this place by myself for now.
Saber curls up as if hiding her body. That suddenly makes me remember. When I met Saber in the dressing room last time, she didn't say anything. The sex of a servant is of no concern. She was the one who said that, with no concern for her appearance. Well, hold on. My head is spinning and I can't quite make it work. Come on, work! So you're not mad?
It is only natural for you to wash your body. I do not restrict my master's actions to that degree. What a fucking sentence.
I understand. In other words, Saber thinks nothing of her appearance or whether or not she's clothed. So it's only natural that I'm here. As the bath is a place to wash your body, it's natural for me to be here. Saber being here also is of no concern. That's, helpful, but I also think it's wrong.
Does he think that she says that it's fine that they're together?
But then, that would mean I can use the shower right now.
I am losing my mind. I am saying that, the problem is not being seen, but my body is not like that of a girl such as Rin, so...
Saber blushes even more and finishes with difficulty.
I do not want you to look at me. Such a muscular body must appear unsightly to men.
Saber, you're a few years behind. She says that. I almost faint for a bunch of different reasons. That's stupid. Don't be ridiculous. Saber's body's not unsightly. She claims her body's rugged, but I was never worried about that. Of course her body is trained compared to Tosca's, but still, I think Saber's body's really feminine.
Shiro, so I wish for you to leave me alone for now.
I don't know how I answered.
I blacked out!
All I can remember is that I nodded and shut the door. I'm pretty sure they banged there too. I don't remember.
That seems seems pretty on brand for the hentai version of this game.
Yeah, like
because like walking in on her the first time and seeing her naked makes sense, and then you guys get to have sex, and then the next time you walk in on her, you've already crossed the threshold, right? Like
yeah, so there's different like context to it.
Right, but since we only saw her soul dragon after invading her cavern and touching hearts, we can't have sex.
Right, of course. And so the day ends. Dinner was exciting. Ilya spoke more and more at each meal today, and she had a weird relationship with Tosca, where I couldn't tell whether they were friendly or fighting. Saber's more approving of Ilya, but she must not have let her guard down, as she frowns every time Ilya comes near me. The past few days were too wild. A normal day like this is unsettling for me.
That was a normal day? Just hanging out with my women? Seeing some titties?
You didn't fight a Greek hero today.
Playing doctor and nurse? Or nurse and patient?
I go out to the yard quietly. It's a bit before midnight. Under the cold moonlight, I walk, leaving traces of white breath behind me.
Gotta go to my shed.
Gotta go to my mind-clearing shed. And before I realize it, I'm doing my daily routine. I'm being taught by Tosca, so there's no need for me to train here now. But still, I sit on the cold ground and check the thing within me. It's not that I feel uneasy about my skills. This is just a jinx. I've been doing this for years now, so it just doesn't feel right unless I finish my day here. Trace on. But today's training is more heated up than usual. Tosca told me not to use it, but I can't obediently agree with her. If I can make this projection thing mine, it'll be a powerful weapon. I'll be able to help Saber better.
Fucking knew it.
Besides, I still have that heat in my body. That night at the ruin. The battle in the forest filled with morning mist.
Titties in the shower.
The golden sword I made. The remaining heat still in my hands, and my heart wishes it to start burning again when I try again. Creation concept, analyze. Reproducing is easy. My mind was jumbled up back then because I was desperate, but I can perform all the steps I need now. Now. From the beginning, there was only one to guide Miyashiro. The pronunciation is the same. Just change the self's recognition and it'll become an original spell. Basic structure, analyze. I understand how dangerous it is without needing for Tosca to tell me. As a magus, Miyashiro must not associate himself with projection. It's something that's beyond me.
Sorry.
A venture beyond one's capabilities will eventually be paid for by death. All cut. Clear. 0. I erased the blueprint I was drawing. On the other side of the door, as if hiding the blue moon, Saber approaches.
Good, you are here. I thought something might have happened as I could not find you.
No, nothing's wrong. I couldn't sleep, so I was exercising my head. I'll go back to the room once I'm done, so you don't need to worry.
I see. That is good then.
Saying so, she looks at me. It's impossible to hide as my face is all sweaty as always. Yeah, this is the same as always too, so don't worry about it. Magic training's natural for a magus, right? Well, I'm inexperienced, so I make a lot of mistakes. I wipe the sweat off my forehead. Huh? I'm surprised. The sweat I wiped off is ice cold. I thought it was cold, but was it this cold in the shed?
Shiro, you have been doing this every day?
Well, as much as I can. It's a daily routine Father told me to do, so I have to do this at least once. I have to do at least this much. Replying, I regret that I'm bluffing. This is my daily routine. I wanted to boast to Saber by saying that. The training at the end of the day is certainly no trouble for me. But it was never easy for me either. Saber doesn't say anything. Behind her is the moon. Slanting rays of light enter the shed, covered in blue darkness. This is like a reproduction of the night I met her. Saber, Tosca said something. As soon as I think this is like watching a dream. Is it true that servants don't dream? Without realizing, I ask her that question.
No, we do not have dreams. As we are spiritual, we do not sleep. I have to sleep because I cannot go into spiritual form, but even I cannot dream.
But this morning you said you did. A small silence. She closes her eyes once as if she's determined.
What I saw was your dream, Shiro. Master and servant are mentally connected as well. If our connection becomes stronger, things like seeing the other's past might start to occur.
Dream? You mean my past?
Yes, I knew it was a deed that steps into your mind, but I could not refuse it. Please forgive me, Shiro.
Idiot. That goes for me as well. Saber's past. I've seen the days before she became a servant many times. Idiot, that's not your fault. You can't help if you dream about it. And besides, I'm the one you should be apologizing. I only did boring and interesting stuff when I was small, right? You can't sleep peacefully if you have dreams like that.
Oh, so they're remembering each other's pasts?
Yeah.
No, I only dreamt this morning. It was not a recent event, so it does not invade your privacy as a man. Awkward.
Not remembering his escapades.
I did not see you masturbate!
Saber comments honestly. But private, well, I've done ordinary stupid things, but... That's good. You say it wasn't recent, so when was it from?
It was a large fire. That was the only scene I saw.
A quiet voice. Her gentle eyes tell me what she saw. I see. So she dreamt about that. I see. That's, should I say unfortunate? It's like going to a movie theater to see a movie you know, but going into the wrong theater and seeing something completely different.
I can't tell who's which.
Yeah, I'm struggling. It must be Saber first, right? Because they're talking about Shiro's
Okay,
backstory.
that made me understand. No, I thought it before as well. You have a dangerous side to you.
What do you mean by dangerous? Well, I'm sure all aspects of me look dangerous in your view.
That is not what I mean. Shiro, you are like me. That is why I can tell you what you have done wrong. As I am the same, I can tell what will happen to you if you continue on like this.
But I haven't done anything wrong. My mistakes are countless, of course, but I'm going to become a superhero like my father. I can't do anything wrong.
I'm saying that is the wrongdoing. Shiro, that accident was not your fault. It is not something you can be held responsible for. There's nothing for you to make up for.
Of course. It was only an accident, and I was only a victim. Well, certainly there have been times when I felt guilty about being the only survivor, but...
Rin said so before, that your self-sacrifice and devotion are abnormal. I feel the same way. You do not try to save others at the cost of your life. You simply do not consider your own life at all.
Did my pupils open wide? Somehow, I can't see Saber's face clearly.
You will not be able to forget about that accident, but you cannot change as long as you remember it. Is that not painful for you?
Painful? Me? Well, of course it's painful. Saber doesn't need to tell me that. It's only natural. So many people died and it was such a hell. I think it's only natural for it to be painful. And besides, if it weren't, it might all be meaningless. Yeah, it's certainly painful to remember it, but it's already over. It's not something I can do anything about now. Saber doesn't answer. She scratches her arm, irritated.
I need to obtain the Holy Grail, but it is the same for you as well.
Saber?
You need the Holy Grail. It was inevitable that I would be called to you, Master.
How can I answer that?
I will go ahead and sleep. Please do not push yourself, Shiro.
Saber leaves. I cross my arms and ponder. Do I need the Holy Grail? The Grail that grants the wishes of its possessor? A vessel which contains unlimited amounts of magical energy, for which it is said nothing is impossible. If I had such a thing, my wish would certainly be easily granted, but... No, that's wrong. No matter how I look at it, I don't need the Holy Grail. Yeah, I definitely don't need it. Because I don't have any wishes that won't come true or that are impossible. Because if it's a dream I can't reach by myself, I won't even dream it in the first place. The night thickens. With only the moonlight, I listen to the distant wind in the familiar shed.
That's a stopping point.